Greetings, stowaways. This episode comes with a content warning for kidnapping and manipulation. Thank you, and enjoy the show. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of mad actors will attempt to survive the treacherous waters of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host and Dungeon Master Jason Phelps, and I am joined, as ever, by Robbie, the Last Crusade Bellekom, Sam, the First Behemoth Burns, Shamini, the Blade itself, Bundell, and Ellie, that one box that you open and it melts Nazis, Sparrow.
Yeah, I win this week. I like that one.
That's
good.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
I need to
It's
get one of
episode
those.
100.
Always approve of Nazi melting.
And
Yeah,
we are wonderfully graced to once again have Shamini.
Shamini's back!
On, and they said back on this channel.
chuffed.
We're not a channel. But
We got to the break last time and we were like, oh, we have more than half an episode shit to do with you because we've really done some weird stuff this time. And thankfully she still wanted to play with us after having hung out with us
Very
for a while.
unexpected things happened. I don't quite understand.
Yeah.
all of
it got away from me too.
Yeah,
I think we got a little carried away.
we've never done that before.
The sailors on the Relentless also got a bit carried away, but that's another story.
Hey.
Speaking of carrying away, before we get carried away, Shamini, would you like to give another plug for the projects that you're involved with?
Oh, I should. I'm so glad you remind me of this, Jason. Thank you so much. I'm just really character focused. No, so yeah, I'm going to plug Adventurers Wanted. Oh yeah, Adventurers Wanted. It's great. We've got a campaign called Corrupted on at the moment. We're going to have new campaigns coming. We're going to have all sorts of new exciting things. We're on Twitter at Adventurers250. And we'll link from there to our YouTube channel and Twitch, and it's all awesome.
Also, you should watch the Undergod stream, which is once a month. It's the first, whatever day this is. It's a Tuesday.
This is a Tuesday.
It's the first Tuesday of every month at 2 p.m. GMT, because I mod it and you can be friends with me. I modded this afternoon. It was lovely. They're really
Very
good.
fun
You should watch them.
Speaking of watching, it's time for us to ask the watchers from the future who gaze back always with the hindsight 2020 vision. That was a word, sentence, phrase, yes, indeed, and demand of you, oh, more grammatically capable scions yet to come. What messages from the present? What ho, future past forward backwater walker? It's Future Jason, with messages from the present. This episode of Flintlocks and Fireballs was brought to you by a colony of small gnomes living inside a meteorite, heading desperately straight towards us. Not an asteroid, a meteorite. It's very likely to burn up on arrival in our atmosphere. It's a terrible sacrifice, but one that we're willing to make for those poor gnomes. Because those gnomes have been beavering away to bring you the Flintlocks and Fireballs Patreon. That's right. The Flintlocks and Fireballs Patreon has a wealth of extra content and bonus features for patrons, lovingly crafted by tiny, micrometeor-bound gnomes, including regular blog posts, extra stories narrated by the cast, artwork, a monthly poll for the community to help design an element to go into the game. Furiously and lovingly crafted by tiny, doomed gnomish hands. To make sure that their sacrifice isn't in vain, you can check it out at patreon.com/flintlocks and fireballs, link in the description, and maybe chip in a little for those bonus features so that those tiny, tiny gnomish hats won't burn up on re-entry for no reason. We did a live show, streamed by video with images of our lovely faces, courtesy of UK Games Expo. You can check that out on UK Games Expo's Twitch, twitch.tv/UK Games Expo, link in the description. We will also eventually be putting that up as bonus content in both an audio and video format, video via, hopefully, YouTube. And once again, we're involved with the online group heist game Agent Venture, where you and your socially distant friends can infiltrate a corrupt corporation's HQ or their nefarious cyborg island with nothing more than a laptop and an internet connection. You can check that out in the link in the description. And that's it for announcements this time. Back to you, you collapsing heap of verbiage. Verbiage? Verbiage. Verbiage. Words. Past Jason.
You saved that one, Jason. You saved that
Oh,
one.
beautifully done.
Yeah. Narrowly.
You're a linguistic artist.
In a very
One of
Jackson
them
Pollock
artists
manner.
that like flings darts
Yeah.
at balloons full of paint. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So, speaking of hurling sharp objects and causing a mess,
Yay!
Yay.
I think that, without further ado, it's time for us to begin Flintlocks and Fireballs. Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains, brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Previously, on Flintlocks and Fireballs, the party returned to the city of Newmark, in time to find that the Orsirians had returned as well, bringing a fleet with armed troops aboard, as well as troops surging out from the nearby fortress, Fort Beatrix, in order to seize control of the city. Well, technically it was their city to begin with, but rather to pacify the ongoing protests against their harsh treatment at Thunder's Watch. The party rode in on a giant phantasmal dog, which was swiftly evaporated after it got shot,
Aw.
while the party attempted to stealth with, I reiterate, a giant phantasmal dog.
Put
When
it
you
like
put
that.
it like that.
That makes us sound foolish.
Yes. However, you were successfully able to reach the river and journey across the River Hound aboard, along with a number of refugees, fleeing to Hickory Island, the central island upon which the main part of the city of Newmark is based. Upon reaching there, you encountered a very lovely orcish scientific lady by the name of Elin, who seemed a little bit out of her comfort zone, so to speak. Some problems ensued, not least of which included trying to locate the once again lost Alton Appleblossom over on the West Pier, acquiring, thanks to the directions of Elin, a large number of suspiciously advanced weaponry, drawing yet another connection to the mysterious Gold Star shipping. At which point, Corzin Horhace, mad bastard that he is, decided that he would try and take down the Relentless by luring it and other ships up the West River, while having the other ships in the bay, those with guns that had still remained, try and essentially pincer the fleet. This did not quite work out as intended. For one thing, the entire fleet did not decide to follow your bait and just go straight up one river where they could be easily pincered. But a sizable portion were sufficiently enraged to follow you. The others remained fighting against the 5 other ships that decided to help defend the city. That said, you were pursued, limping away, by 3 ships, a pair of frigates and the third-rate HMS Relentless. You were limping because in your initial exchange, you got fired on by 3 ships. And by the grace of the Regent, for all you know, somehow
And some amazing repair work from Elin. There we are.
Yes.
managed to avoid just being completely dead in the water. However, all of this was in no small part to lure them into a pair of traps. One further up the West River, where after 10 minutes of furious casting, you created false, nightmarish dreamfold terrain. There are now several bridges with screaming mouths on them.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Bridges of flesh and bone.
That last 10 days if no one does anything to them.
Forest of finger trees. Howling. And also, your ship now produces revolutionary music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While you are within that mile square. As soon as the ship leaves that, the pounding resonant music will peter out because it is tied to the area. But once it goes back in,
Yay!
you'll get patriotic music again. Not patriotic, inspirational music again.
The opposite of patriotic.
Yes, revolutionary music. Kept saying patriotic last time. So you, the other trap was Scamp. Having deployed once their power to reverse gravity, they managed to get close enough via the aid of water breathing and flight to use this same power upon the Relentless, dragging it into the sky, along with the HMS Indomitable, a nearby frigate, which was also caught on the edge of the field, unable to steer out of the way, and pulled up.
And poorly named.
Indeed, though not as poorly named perhaps as the second frigate, the HMS Hubris Unsinkable, which did not get caught in the reverse gravity well. Hence why, when Scamp resurfaced, they were able to impact them with no less than 3 cannonballs. Nearly a mile away from the Kraken's Bane, this seemed perhaps to be the meeting of Scamp's fate. Yet, in that darkest moment, they agreed to a deal with the spirits that have travelled with them. Arising with terrible power, cycling through the different accompanying spirits, Scamp found themselves channeling phenomenal cosmic power, pretty much, and consequently repeating the trick with the HMS Hubris Unsinkable, fireballing the crews, and completely destroying the flagship of the fleet, as well as 2 of the flotilla's escort ships. This was enough to cause the remaining flotilla to break and retreat to safer waters, away from the battery defending the Hickory Island itself, and towards their own more favourable fortress of Fort Beatrix. Scamp, however, has paid a price for this, in just downright fatigue, frankly. Utterly exhausted, they were rescued by Corzin and the form of a tuna, and brought back to the ship. Scamp has been conveyed down to the medical bay to the care of their surgeon, Algin. The Celestia has joined them, and Elin and Corzin have taken the opportunity to talk, revealing some revelations about Elin's employers, the Institute, seeming themselves to be related, if not the force behind, Gold Star Shipping and its shell company, the 5 Points Manufacturing Company. It is about 20 minutes after this, the ship is, frankly, there are some more spot repairs being conducted by your carpenters, and the crew as a whole is just taking the opportunity to recover. You've actually taken some losses, by the way. I neglected to mention the last time. but you took an additional. You took a total of 33 casualties.
33 casualties.
So,
Okay.
now, because you have Aojin with you, that means that I need to quickly use my calculator. Because of his skill, he is able to preserve 20 crew members automatically.
All right.
There are
Corzin
still
will help if he
13
can.
more. Who has healing spell slots or items and a willingness to use them?
I will use healing spells.
Okay. How many do you have?
I'm unconscious.
You're unconscious.
1, 2, 3,
I have
4,
10.
5, 6,
Okay. Choose.
7, 8, 9, 10. I've also got 10 if we need all of them.
Decide between yourselves how you want to split up if you want to save up to 13 more people. As
Up to 13.
yes.
I would love to save some second level spell slots for Detect Thoughts that I might want to do on Scamp because somebody else answered when they were sending.
Corzin will put in everything he has. He's not doing anything else today.
Cool. How many is everything you have?
I have 10 slots.
You have 10.
Yeah,
And
so-
we need 13?
Yeah. So you put in
With
another
with
3.
a 1, 3?
Yeah, 1, 3.
Okay. So yeah, I'll put in 3
The
more.
pair of you.
And then I will like run around and
Yeah.
then immediately go back to Scamp because
Celestia,
I don't
you're
really
al-
want to leave.
You're already down in the medical bay.
Oh,
So
I just stay there.
You
yeah.
stay there. Corzin comes in during this 20 minutes, provides some cure wounds.
Yeah, I don't go far from Scamp. I just heal whoever Aojin tells me to.
Yeah,
'Cause I
Aojin
can
just
do it at
directs
distance.
you,
Yeah.
points the pair of you. He has already triaged out those he can't save, and which magic is required.
Cool.
But as a bright side, you don't have to use up any of your potion stores either. Shamini, just so you're aware, we have a house rule that literally when there are casualties that can't be saved by mundane medicine, almost any amount of magical healing can usually save them. Because
Good.
magical
Magic.
healing.
Magic. Yeah.
Literally, if it'll take you over 0 hit points, it can presumably
Yeah.
stave off a mortal wound.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So,
was a relief. I was really worried there.
Yeah. So how many casualties do we actually take?
Yeah, what does that
0.
make?
Really?
Oh,
Oh.
0 losses.
Yep, you're still down the 11 troops. I mean, 2 died and 9 are away. So, count your.
That is not bad.
But yeah, your crew is
That
currently
is
209
away,
sailors.
11. Right, okay, so we have, functionally speaking, a crew of 209
Yeah.
currently.
And you still have your 60 marines. So, that little bit of housekeeping out of the way.
Good, no, that was important.
Important housekeeping, that always.
You also, about 20 minutes in there, having done this, you are interrupted by a message. Auden, the burly male human sailor, distinctive red skull cap, bursts in. He has been on station in the sending room. Captain,
Port?
we've got a sending from someone calling themselves Captain Scorch. Thinks for a moment and recites the message. Captain Horhace, impressive mage, weapon, artifact. We need to talk as captains. Sort your crew out. What time is this? It's evening now. Come meet us in the battery before first light.
Battery before first light.
The battery
Right.
is the small fortress on the island that was captured by the
okay.
Independents.
Oh yeah, that was the one that we sailed around,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the northern tip if you still got the map.
Sure, okay.
Okay.
Alright, very well.
I assume you want company for that.
I think that would be wise, yes. Although, how's
She's
Scamp
just
doing?
like staring at Scamp, like she's not really moved. Dunno. Wasn't them when I sent. Worried what's gonna wake up.
Fuck. Alright. Would I be able to recognize the symptoms in them of just chronic critical fatigue?
Yeah, like you don't even need to check for that. They look like someone who's been awake for days.
Right.
Although actually no, I'm actually going to say that you do need to check for this because there's something.
All right.
I'm trying to think what this would actually look like.
Okay, medicine.
Yep.
Natural 20.
Yay.
Okay.
Good start.
They do look exhausted. They have a sort of sallow appearance, sunken eye bags. And
Excuse me, did you roll well on a medicine check?
Yeah.
Good
Who are you?
The curse is broken!
Whoa! They look like someone who has run a marathon 5 days in a row.
Fuck.
And also is quite dehydrated. And there's something else, like there's you kind of touch take their wrist to take their pulse, and their skin is cold. There is a pulse there. It's slow. It's sluggish, but they feel as if they feel like they did when you were up north around Arorthator's lair.
All right.
Where's Elin at this point? Is she here? Like, where's she at, do you think?
I think she'd have stayed up when Corzin went down
Fair.
Okay.
the deck.
There is a thing, but it can happen after this.
Yeah, we have things to do with Elin.
Yeah.
So many questions.
So many.
Yeah. Right. Corzin is just going to hold on to their hand for a brief moment. Squeeze it and say to Celestia, well, if I had to guess, I'd say they're not going to be waking up for a while in any case. I've never seen anyone this drained.
Right. Yeah, they look bad. It's a very pale pink.
Yeah, they're alive though, thank the Regent.
Are they? Sorry, I'm really worried. They have spirits that travel around with them, and they didn't answer, and I'm concerned. What if
physically,
what if they're dead
they're
and they've been taken
alive.
over by something, and I'm. That might be mental, but I've never sent to someone and got somebody else before, and I don't understand.
Are you able to read the thoughts of a person who is unconscious?
Should probably try, shouldn't I? I feel bad doing it without them being okay with it, but yeah, let's go for it. Hand to temple, X-Men style.
Okay.
There is a purple thread that connects my temple and theirs. I try not to really pry, but I just want to see who's there.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, I'm sure Scamp would understand.
Are you diving in, or are you doing a surface read?
I'll do a surface read first and see what it sounds like.
It's not words. It's kind of incoherent shapes and sounds.
Okay,
Almost.
that doesn't really tell me anything. Yeah, I'm gonna go in and check it's them. That's what I want to do.
So you are looking for identity.
Yeah, I'm looking for something that would define it as them, and I'm looking to check that there's nobody else in there with them, not more than one set of thoughts.
Anyone else in there with them? It's an interesting question. How would you determine that? I'm just thinking in terms of how I run the spell.
Yeah, you do weird things with these mechanics with detect thoughts, don't you? Yeah, Shamini, we kind of house rule some stuff on detect thoughts because it's fun.
Happens automatically, though you are asleep. So, Scamp, I'd like you to roll a wisdom save with disadvantage.
2.
That's probably all right then.
I'm really good at those.
You plunge deeper, and you get a slightly flickering, stuttering image of a handful of days ago at Scamp's impromptu birthday party with the cake.
Okay, I think that's them.
You see Corzin visibly sag with relief.
I mean, they're dreaming about their birthday, so one would hope.
Yeah.
I can't hear anybody else. I mean, I can literally detect the presence of minds. Is there anyone, because we've done detect thoughts as a metal detector, detect
you'd be able to.
if there are thoughts.
It's a question of whether because I'm trying to think of the mechanics of how this works, because If this was like a ghost, then yes, you would.
True. I also can't hear friend, but there are also other people, so
Yeah.
depends what
Because of the
depends on your house
mechanics
rule.
of how this is working, you cannot hear anyone else. You don't detect the presence of any other minds.
I can't hear anyone else, but I've also never been able to hear friend.
Oh, point. Can I see them if I look into the ethereal plane?
Okay.
Oh, that's clever.
Refocus your eyes, and the world. Yeah, Corzin is covered in tattoos. Corzin's skin is covered in tattoos of eyes.
He's got
His
a scary
clothing has
belt.
like eyes on it. Yeah, and Corzin, you defocus your attention. The color begins to bleach out of the world, and with it, the spirits pass.
Oh, never
as
gonna
well.
get used to this.
There is no. You see the ambivalent octopus, the fishes, the shoals of fish just fade out of existence. And
I'm gonna just put his hand on my shoulder so that he's got something.
there's
Corzin will gratefully accept it.
Celestia, Arjun, the patients are only ghostly images, almost like shadows. You can still see them, but they're almost see-through.
Mm-hmm.
The ship is here, though. You are still aboard the ship. Things are broadly where they were. And you can see Scamp lying on the hammock. Actually, this would be a bed, on the bed. And sat nearby is a silvery version of Scamp, sat looking over them, brow furrowed slightly. Another version of Scamp in blue is lying down on a currently unoccupied bed. Actually, no, they're lying down through the shadowy image of someone who's currently occupying a bed.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
I hate them.
And one is just leaning on the wall and looking at you with a vague mixture of detached interest and annoyance. And that one is in purple.
Alright. I'm going to observe them just briefly for a few moments. If there's no significant change, I'll come back out and I'll talk to Celestia again.
The silvery Scamp looks up, makes eye contact with you,
I
gives
return
a
it.
slight nod of the head, and goes back down to looking at Scamp.
Right. Well, they're still all there, and as far as I can tell just by looking in that way, Scamp is as well.
Okay, this is good.
Yeah,
If it's no different than it was before.
that was entirely too bloody close, though.
And do you
I'm
refocus back?
gonna talk to friend. Friend, I know you don't like talking to us, but could you just tell us if Scamp's alright? You don't have to say anything else.
You're still focused on the ethereal?
Yeah.
The silvery figure looks up in the direction of the shadowy form of Celestia, nods.
They're nodding.
Okay, I don't know if I trust them at all, but that's something. They've always liked Scamp before, haven't they?
Yeah, of the three of them, they seem to be the most actively engaged or concerned.
Yeah, that's what worries me.
All right.
We've just got to wait, really, haven't we?
Yes, we do, and make sure they're comfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
It is a long night.
Yeah.
The crew as a whole, while there is a positive attitude, especially with those that have been saved, there is a quietness, and a lot of people are disturbed by the friggin' nightmare realm around you.
Fair.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are we still there?
I mean, do you leave? Do you leave this safe harbour you've created for yourself and return to the city immediately, or do you want to stay there, for a bit and then return to port?
No, I would issue
Stay
orders
in Nightmare Town.
to stay here because we're covered, we're protected.
Can I turn the music down? Can I do that? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
I'm going to
say
do that. I'm going to
enough
turn the
control
music down or off if I can manage it.
to make the sort of nightmarish. Sorry, not
I mean,
the
there's
nightmarish,
still
just
like
the-
screaming coming from the landscape, but I think
Yeah.
with Celestia's mood, the music gets slower and stops.
Yeah, it kind of goes from the sort of cheerful and fades away.
The thought that like while we
Perfect.
were having that conversation, that's what was happening.
Just like
is
blunt,
just,
yeah,
like so
vaguely.
awful.
I think maybe perhaps by that point it had faded.
Yeah.
However,
I mean,
actually, let's get to that. Yeah.
what is plan here? Because we got to talk to Elin.
Yeah, I was going to. It depends. If you want to talk to Elin before this particular time skip, we can. Otherwise, I'm literally going to skip to the point when Scamp would wake up.
Okay.
I was going to introduce Elin to little Corzin in the process of checking on him anyway, because parent. And
I'll stay
yeah.
with Scamp. You do that.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
You see once again the tiny 14-inch tall halfling child.
Tiny.
I envelop him.
Da!
I have missed you so very, very much.
Miss you too, Dad.
You alright?
Why does everything have teeth and eyes?
It's to make it scary so that people don't find us. There's
Little Corzin
there were some
nods.
people. Yeah, there were some people chasing us, and we got away. But it's to keep hidden for now. Don't worry, it's not going to hurt anyone.
I saw those 3 ships go up into the air and down again.
Yeah, that was
Did we do that?
Scamp. They were very brave, but it took it out of them a lot. And they're not very well at the moment. They're in the sick bay.
We've
think-
got some paper. We could make a card.
I think that's a brilliant idea. Yes. There's someone I wanted to introduce you to though. This is Elin.
Hello.
Did I see Molly and little Corzin when we first came back?
Yes.
In passing,
Briefly.
I think.
Didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Little cousin, I believe, was whisked to a safe place very quickly.
Yes.
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 Hello.
Hello.
Very nice. Small person.
I'm Corzin.
Yes.
There's a brief awkwardness. Do you like ships?
No. I don't think I do after this.
Well, why don't you talk to them about some of the things that you and Benny discussed? I'm sure they'd be very interested to hear about that.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, even you know Benny. Does everyone here know? Oh my god.
Well, she sailed on the ship with us for many months.
She really loves ships.
Did you see the lightning? Did you see the electricity?
Yes.
Tell her about
Oh my
that.
gosh.
So cool.
Cool? Tell me more. What do you mean cool? There must.
okay.
Have you got any notes? Any observations?
Oh,
She
please
had a-
take the
she had
tiny
a
child's
kite,
notes.
and there was a wire on it,
Right.
and
Right.
it went into the ground, and it got struck by lightning, but we didn't get struck by lightning.
Well, no.
But the kite did. Then he had a few kites.
Oh,
Always good to have spares.
it's these kind of practical details that don't always get written up in the papers in the journals, you know.
Quite right, yeah.
Spare kites. I would never have thought of that.
They kind of got a bit burnt.
What? You are the kites.
The kites.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, right. You are
Also,
fine. Okay.
Benny's beard did this really just kept puffing out.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, static electricity. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right. Oh,
Yeah, it was all, and Coulson just sort of mimes, like, getting larger.
that's the key. That's the key. That's the key. fascinating.
You spend some time with little Corzin, and little Corzin very much ropes you in to helping make a get well soon card.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a scientist,
Which
not
we
an
all
artist,
sign.
but okay.
You find that your artistic skills are of a par. Read that however you will.
How's Molly doing in all of this?
Molly kind of gives you... Molly has a few quiet words about reckless tactics, but as ever, Molly's approach is, well, I guess it worked.
Yep, yes it did.
You do realise we're now on we're now on the entire Orsirian Navy's thumbtack maps. Radar not existing in this time period.
Yeah, the thought had crossed my mind here. But I'll say this for now. At least while it didn't go exactly to plan, we're safe for the moment.
I guess we'll see how long this lasts for then. Anyway,
I think hopefully they've got a whole city to be dealing with at the moment.
yes, we'd probably best look into that soon. So I have to ask, why are you covered in eyes?
This is not stop in time for this yet. That's amazing.
Yeah. Funny story actually.
Did you seriously get eyes tattooed all over yourself?
No. Look. And Corzin starts taking the belt off.
Okay. Very slowly, the eyes begin to blur a little bit and undraw themselves. It does take an hour, and and the sense doesn't go away. But over the course of the eye, it's like your vision gets blurry and then ceases to exist.
That's weird.
Yeah, when you do just have two eyes again, you feel half blind.
Yeah, and Corzin is going to be waving a hand in front of his face and then round the back of his head. Just it's like, oh no, none of that.
For the last 6-7 days, nearly 10 days now, I think, you have had omnidirectional vision.
Yeah.
Either
Well,
way.
that's weird, but yeah, no, it's just a magical item, but
Right.
disconcerting though it is, it's really, really useful. Nobody could get the drop on us. No one.
That is useful. For the love of the Regent, until we're up to it, take that off before bed.
Of course, dear. Now come here, I've missed you so much.
Come here.
Again.
Yeah. It is. Some time passes. Around 3 o'clock in the morning, Scamp begins to stir.
I think I'm at... How many levels of exhaustion am I at right now?
You're
I
just
was
at the one.
Still at one?
You're still at one, you haven't slept.
Cool. I feel like she's half nodding off.
Yeah.
Scamp?
Scamp, you vaguely hear Celestia's words. The last few minutes have been... The last, actually, 24 seconds have been like a dream. Sometimes a nightmare. Half aware, half in control, half not. And then... darkness. The passage of time. And you begin groggily awakening, finding yourself in the sick bay of the Kraken's Bane. You know those days when you wake up after a long run and you feel like all of your muscles are just dead?
Yeah.
Times that by about 4.
Hello?
dead?
I hope
Is this
not.
what death feels like?
Is that
Are
you?
Yes?
Say something only you'd know. She's like welling up a little bit. She's like super worried.
Oh. Jeffrey has the same birthday as you.
I only you'd say that. Did you just decide that arbitrarily?
Yes. Right now, so I realise that's maybe not actually the most helpful thing.
No, I know it's you because nobody else would be this much of a tit. I give them a hug. I probably hug them a bit hard for how tired they are.
Any amount of hugging is honestly a bit hard. Your entire body aches.
Sorry. How are you doing? Are you okay?
Have I got all my legs?
Did you only have 2 beforehand?
I don't know, did I?
Yes. You've got 2.
Okay. And that's how many's there.
Yes. I'm really sorry, but can I check your head? Because I sent to you and somebody else replied and I'm really scared. Can I just double check that it's just you?
Was it friend? Friend did something.
Yeah. Yeah, friend did do something.
They...
How much do you remember?
There was some cannons. I don't like cannons anymore. And then...
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And then... Friend... and CD and Lux were there. And they offered to help.
Where were you?
I don't know. Asleep? I think?
So you were asleep and they were awake?
Yeah.
The one that sent to me was yawning.
CD.
I suppose that would make sense.
I think...
But it's
It's
you
like
awake
a dream?
now. It's
Like a dream you don't remember. Like I can feel bits of it, I think.
Oh, shit. How much do you know?
I broke a boat.
Yeah.
2 boats.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got shot. Then I was here.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other bits I can half feel, but I don't know what they are.
Out of character for a second. How many boats did they break? It was 3, wasn't
3.
it? You broke 3 boats, darling.
Huh. I can only do that once, though. How did I get the other one?
You did a lot of very big spells in a row.
Oh.
But I don't think it was you.
No.
You sunk the Relentless.
Like properly?
They did, didn't they?
Technically broke apart on the water, but yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Oh. Whoops. I guess that was the plan, wasn't it, sort of?
Yeah, you just went in for the extra credit there.
Huh. That's a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh. That should feel like something more than it does right now.
I think that's probably shock, my love.
I think I've got leftover feelings from it that aren't mine.
Ah, like what? If you want to talk about it, of course.
I don't know. I think it was Lux that did it. It feels like Lux.
That would make sense.
don't like Lux.
Nobody likes
No
Lux.
offence, Lux, wherever you are.
Lots of offence, Lux. Fuck you.
The feeling isn't entirely mutual, says a voice in your ear.
Ugh.
I can't usually hear Lux, can I? Like, Lux doesn't talk very often.
No.
Oh dear. Huh. I'm very tired still. Did I sleep?
Yeah, but you look like shit.
You feel a little burned out. like you...
Sank
Like
3
that-
ships.
Like that time you had coffee.
Ugh.
But worse.
I think maybe we don't do that again for a while.
I don't know if we could. I'm pretty sure you did something that was both physically and magically completely impossible.
That doesn't sound like me at
No,
all.
you've never done
Very out
anything
of
impossible
character.
before. Are you sure you're all right? That's a stupid fucking question.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not. But I don't think we'll know how I'm not all right for a bit.
Okay.
I think you're right. Like, I did something, and I think there might be consequences.
Yeah. It's not unfamiliar either.
No,
We've all done our
I
share of
hate
bad things.
consequences.
Yeah. Consequences are bastards.
But we did help, right? We did help. It wasn't all for.
We did
There
help.
was a reason to do it.
Yes, there was.
Okay.
Just gonna roll for something. Yeah. It's pretty... You don't see the waiver. Well, glad you're back.
Well, me too.
Missed you.
I missed you. I mean, I don't remember it, but it felt wrong being out there on my own. It made sense. And I wouldn't have wanted anyone else near that.
I don't think anyone would have survived it. Sorry, that's not what you're supposed to say, is it?
I don't think there is like an etiquette book on what to say to someone who just killed like hundreds of people in 6 seconds or whatever. it
No,
was.
and if you've had my upbringing, to be honest, it just doesn't help because my mum would say well done, so I don't have a frame of reference here.
You know what? I think mine would too, so that's a problem.
Hey.
That's a problem we can share.
High five.
You
It's a sad high five.
Even raising your arm hurts.
Oh shit, no, put that down. Don't you dare
no.
high five me. That looked painful. Stay there.
I think
I put their
would-
hand down and then I just hold on to it if they're okay with it. Like lightly, but I
Yeah.
do.
I think like a single punch would knock me right out again.
Well, we better make sure
Right
nobody
out.
punches you then, hadn't we?
I feel like as squishy as you.
Fuck you, you piece of shit.
How many hit points does Celestia have these days?
68.
Okay, no, I am below that right now.
You're a fucker in and out of character.
I have 44 right now.
Well, that's bad for you though. Very, very bad.
It's half. Exhaustion. My hit point maximum is halved. I have disadvantage on everything.
It's alright, in a couple of hours your speed will go up from 0 to half of normal.
This feels like the time to suggest chocolate. That's what people do in this situation.
Where's
isn't
my
it?
bowl?
I don't know. You always hide it from me, so I won't make any drugs.
I did.
It's not dawn either. And you explicitly say that you make chocolate and drink it every morning.
I do.
Started
Why
think-
am I not fat or diabetic?
Sorcerer constitution.
Yeah.
You're clearly burning a certain amount of glucose to power your spells.
Celestia, having thought about pipes for a second, has a bit of a fidgety moment and then lights up a pipe of tobacco.
I'm pretty sure you shouldn't do that in here.
Shut up.
Ajin, who himself has a pipe, looks over and says, I am told that it is good for the lungs, expands your lung capacity.
See, the doctor says it's fine.
dear.
Shut your face.
18th century medicine.
You look so bad, I'm almost offering you a drag, but you're a child, so best not. Well, I'm here with chocolate in a couple of hours, and I'm just sort of glad you're alive, really.
Where's Jeffrey? Is Jeffrey okay?
Yep, he's been...
Jeffrey has been sat unusually quiet by your side this whole time.
He actually shut...
Jeffrey would have
logic.
saved me if I needed it.
How?
Oh,
Jeff-
Jeffrey's got my last healing potion.
Jeffrey reaches into his under the grass skirt where, tied by a piece of string, is one
Celestia-
healing potion
Celestia does that thing.
to his leg.
I'm not sure any of you smoke. I don't smoke anymore, but if you laugh mid-inhale of a cigarette, you just cough and splutter and die, and I feel like you... What? Fuck off. Has he had that this whole time?
Quite a while, yeah.
You can't tell me things like that when I'm mid-inhale, fucking hell. I mean, that's actually really weirdly sensible. Just glad you're okay.
Me too.
I think causing seeing to, you know, the wife and child situation and all that.
Good. Is little Corzin okay?
Dunno, haven't seen him.
It's about this point that there is a knock on the side of the hallway leading up to the sick bay,
What?
and you see that a small party has gathered.
Oh.
Corzin has requested both his father and the co-author of the Get Well
So
Soon
the
card.
image of this enormous orc drawing with little Corzin, who is 1'1", with the pencils looking different sizes in their hands, is just, I need to draw it 7 times right now. Please carry on. Anyway.
You see walk in Corzin, Elin, and little Corzin. He was looking a bit sleepy, actually, kind of rubbing his eyes.
As captain, I am temporarily suspending the rules on visiting hours.
Very authoritative. and
We got
magnificent.
you a card.
Oh.
You got me a card?
Holds up a piece of paper with a, honestly, remarkably well drawn flying Jeffrey and flying Scamp and flying Marjorie, which is just Marjorie. Saying,
Marjorie's a pigeon. That's
yeah,
nothing. new for her.
saying get well soon.
It's like one of these backwards.
No, it's actually like
Actually, no, little Corzin's
little
clever,
Corzin is
isn't he? Yeah.
surprisingly lettered.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I said he was of a level of skill with Elin.
Yeah.
Ellen's staying like quite safely far back.
Oh,
Just
no.
gathering. Looking a little bit nervous.
It's good to see you awake again, at least. That is right word there.
I don't think I'm going to be moving anytime soon.
No, I do not recommend you do for a while yet. No, that was a
feel
lot.
strange.
I can imagine.
I'm sorry for making such a mess. I didn't really do what I meant to.
Look, you're safe, you're here, you're alive.
We've all cleared up each other's messes before.
Yes, and this will be no different.
Before we start talking too seriously, there are some very small people here.
Do you like
Of
your
course.
card?
Oh, it's lovely, thank you.
Good. I'm going to bed now.
That's a good idea. What time is it?
Night.
The Ajin, who's been pulling the night shift, looks up. It is just after 3
Which one?
in the morning.
Okay.
Arachne's tits, that's why I'm tired. Okay. Fuck sleeping, who needs sleep?
Sleep is for the weak.
Yes.
I really like sleep.
Yeah, I'm not good at sleep.
It's
Molly.
also for the tired, so come on.
Yeah.
Let's,
Molly, who has also been came down, has been hanging back, comes and ushers away little Corzin. You take care of things here, all right?
I'll be with you shortly.
Of course, gives you a kiss on the cheek and ushers the sleepy little Corzin away.
Sam, out of character.
Mm-hmm.
How much in this time have you told Celestia about Elin's stuff? Anything, nothing? What we talking?
Would I have had the opportunity to speak to you at all?
I mean, it's been
yes.
hours.
Yes, it's been like 6 hours now.
All right then.
Like you came down to Scamp for a bit before, and then you went up to see to your literal wife and child that you have.
Yes.
So up to you is kind of the answer.
I would have said. Yeah, I would have said. All right, new information from Elin. We need to talk about it at some point, but right now I have got to go and see to my wife and child.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
We
brings
shall
us
then elaborate.
back to the moment at hand. Ajin looks up. Everyone else is essentially asleep. And Heinz Schuler, his helpful orcish apprentice, is taking a nap as well.
How's he doing? God.
God, is he okay?
Oh,
That
Shamini,
poor
just
man.
for context, this is the equivalent of like somebody's first medical internship.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Like
He's so
horrifying.
Heinz
It's adorable.
has been providing some lovely bedside manner, elbow deep in blood, and is starting to look less shell-shocked these days.
Good.
That's
He was
good.
looking bad a few weeks ago.
He's still somewhat shell-shocked.
Yeah.
But,
He'd like read a load about medical stuff in books and was like amazing on the theory, but had never actually done anything.
never done anything to living bodies before,
Yeah.
so yeah, this has been an education for
Yeah, this is
Heinz.
why we hired him as an apprentice and not an actual ship surgeon, because our casualty count would be higher. Like a lot higher.
Ellen is feeling that whole situation. Yeah.
How's she looking? Like, what's going on over there?
She's looking kind of zoned out and kind of just quite wary of Scamp just looking all innocent in a bed
Fair,
after
honestly.
having destroyed a fleet of ships. Yeah.
I'm gonna look over at her and just go, do you want to sit down, darling?
I think that would be wise, actually.
Are you okay?
Oh yes. I know. I'm no injuries here. All well.
I mean, that was the worst lie I've ever heard, and that's okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, you don't need to be sorry. There's no reason you would be alright. That was terrifying, and you're
Take
a
it from a
random
surgeon.
civilian who was hat shopping. Fuck it. Do you want... I've got alcohol. Do you want some?
Brandy. Have you got any brandy?
I've not got brandy, but I've got dwarven whiskey.
Oh yes, that'll do.
Yeah, it's strong.
At least
It's
my
still
hat,
medicinal.
my hat came out of it fine. Look
It's
how fine it
lovely.
is. She takes
Remarkably
it off and
pristine.
just sort of.
It's a
waves
fine hat.
It's a very nice hat. It suits you very well. Like,
But
give her a tot of really strong whiskey.
Okay, I'm just going to drink this.
seriously, this is for both outside and inside injuries.
It really will. This is like... Yeah, this is the 80% stuff, I think.
Oh,
Sorry.
yes, well, that's.
I'm too tired to have warned you.
Oh, saints, damn it, Celestia. What? Right.
It's dwarven whiskey. You've had it with me before. You know I drink
Yes,
this.
yes, that's... It's the
took a
good
while. I
stuff.
could probably transmutate it into something more palatable, but I'm a bit too tired for that.
Look,
3 in the fucking morning's perfectly reasonable.
look,
Corzin said you might want to chat. at some point.
dear.
Is this the time, or would you like to sleep? I mean, we have terrifying things to do in the morning.
Oh, you're more terrifying than.
No.
I hope not.
No, today was a bit of a special case.
An anomaly.
That's
Yes.
Good
That's
word.
a science word.
good to hear.
It's
Right,
not
an
representative
anomaly.
of the overall experience.
Well, that's something.
Right.
Also, if it helps at all, Scamp was sort of possessed a bit.
Possessed a bit.
Yeah.
Only a little.
Right. Oh, well, yes. It's very anomalous, that, isn't it?
They're actually very nice.
Right. I will take your word for that.
Big drag of the pipe.
My friends can be a little bit scary. And not
Look at
very
all of
friendly.
them just in
Oh,
the
yeah.
room, just like.
Yeah, those ones too.
Puffing away like a fucking chimney with the awkwardness of it.
Do you have any family, perhaps, that you'd like to contact?
Yeah.
We have
I
the
just-
ability to do that.
Ask you something. When Benilda, you know her, which is you know her.
Yeah.
When Eurist left, there wasn't any message or anything about where he'd gone, or a note or sort of letter or anything.
There wasn't. We did send to him, and he was okay. It was implied that there had been a sort of choice. I do the inverted commas signal. In that it was sort of like, well, you can live with me or we'll modify your memory, kind of a choice. Which makes it definitely sound like come with me or maybe die or maybe have no memories left ever. So it's kind of terrifying.
It was all very civilized, really. There was
Oh.
tea and sofas and
So that happened to you too?
well, no,
Corzin nods.
once I'm just saying that once they took the bag off my head, it all seemed very nice. They seemed like quite nice people.
Once there's a bag on your head, they don't get to be nice people anymore.
Well,
No.
there's just there were necessities of corporate interests and secrecy and
A bag
I
on
think
your
I might-
head and putting you
I'm a
in...
little-
Were you one of the ones in the crate?
no, what? No, I don't think there were any crates.
There was a point when you first arrived that you did kind of have to. You did have to sit in a crate for a 2 hour,
Very briefly.
5 hour journey or so to the
Very
institute.
brief 5 hours.
Like compared to the 2 month journey, yes, it was brief.
It was a very nice.
coughs up with an inhale again.
It was a very nice, science abduction pleasure cruise involved first.
I'm not sure people get to be nice people if they put a bag over your head and put you in a box for 5 hours.
No, right. I'm a little bit worried that I might be an idiot.
What makes you think that?
Yeah.
Well, mostly your reactions to everything I say.
That doesn't make you an idiot.
No, that's nothing of the sort.
There was a lot of things that seemed very reasonable at the time, and now when I try and sort of explain them, I realise maybe they weren't that reasonable after all, and maybe I'm not really as smart as I thought I was.
That doesn't make a person stupid.
No, and I mean
That's a way of coping with something.
yeah.
As somebody who doesn't necessarily want to go into the details because I've just met you and it's deeply personal, I did that for a really long time. Years. Thought stuff was normal and okay, and people weren't evil, and that was just how things were. And then I met other people, and it turned out that wasn't right.
But I'm supposed to be smart. How am I going to explain this to anyone? Like, it doesn't make any sense. What will everyone think? What would Benilda Trotseeker think?
Benny would be very nice.
Yes.
Benny's lovely, and Benny would just probably give you a hug and pour you a drink, honestly.
Also, Benny of all people would understand, because, well...
Benny's Benny.
Also, Eurist was her mentor. She probably has a pretty decent understanding of the situation, at least as well as we do. Now, don't go thinking that you've been stupid. It's amazing.
Been manipulated.
Yes, it's amazing
that
what some
make
people
you
can.
Stupid.
No.
If people tell you light is dark for long enough, you believe it.
Just always been the kind of person to follow the rules, and I thought they seemed pretty sensible, and I thought, I made a decision, and I thought, yes, it's not like anyone back home was appreciating my work, and I thought, well, this is probably for the greater good of the natural sciences, and they were all terribly nice, and there were all sorts. It's a very nice place. If you have a chance to go and visit, check out the.
I think we might do that.
Actually, we'd love you to put a little X on a map where it is, if you wouldn't mind at some point. But that's for later.
Yes, I suppose I could do that. Yes.
Also, a thing about rules that it's worth remembering is who makes them and who for.
Yeah.
I like the when it comes to science, the rules make sense and they're all consistent, and you can figure them out if you study hard enough, and everything seems very logical, and now nothing's logical at all. And
yeah, but then you discover something
anymore.
You discover something new that makes everything else not make sense for a bit, but then you go through it again and you change it. Like electricity. That changes a lot.
I still don't know what that means.
Ellen gives
lightning
Scamp a
thing.
very specific look about discovering new things that don't make sense. Just like
it's like a little wide-eyed.
Okay, maybe they're a little bit scary at first, but soon they're just part of the normal again.
Also, the thing with rules that people make is that that's a different thing.
Yeah.
The rules of how rain works, I still don't understand. But as far as I understand it, those are sort of facts, and they stay the same. And logic, it's logical stuff, like you said. But when your rules are made by people, or complicated things like opinions and emotions and wants and desires get involved, and everything can get a bit muddy and not logical at all when it comes down to it.
Very true.
They promised me. They said they would, leave a message for my family and come up with some explanation, and now I'm suddenly.
All right. Scientifically, then, do you have any proof that they did that?
Well, no.
Beyond their word that they did.
I don't have any proof that they didn't do it either.
They didn't leave one for Eurist.
Well,
Benny didn't know where he'd gone. That's why she came with us. She came looking for him.
What if they've been looking for me all these years?
I knew a dwarf called Werid. They left nothing from her.
I don't suppose that's a familiar name to you, is it?
What's that?
What was the name again?
What was the surname? It was Werid something. I didn't write that bit down in these notes.
I can tell you.
I lost my notes again.
I've got it written down. One moment. It is...
Peak Scamp.
This is like beginning of the campaign shit, to be fair.
Oh yeah, like
This is
episode
to be
one.
reasonable to you. Like, it's a long time ago.
Let's see where I put my notes in this one, because I've got this one written down.
DM notes, scouring noises.
Here we go. People. Oh, yes. Full name was... didn't actually really use their first name, but Wergeld Deep Delver.
I got Werid. Deep Delver.
Werid, is that it? I've actually
Werid
written
Deep
it.
Delver.
I have apparently written it down wrong in my notes.
Good.
So Werid Deep Delver.
Deep Delver. There we go.
Helga Werid Deep Delver.
Oh. Oh. But would I know the... Sorry, would I know it now that you said that, Jason? But
Yes, you would.
Would I know that?
Yes, you would know
Oh,
that. Yeah.
right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I did know the surname.
Yeah. They are... I believe I sent you a note in relation to Eurist.
Yes. Yes. No, I do know her. She's very smart. Don't tell her I said that. But she does some quite impressive stuff, I must say.
Huh.
I mean, they're all still there.
How many?
Yeah, that's a good question.
In the whole place, there's hundreds of people working there. It's not just the researchers, you know. It's
This is going on a lot
staff
larger
and-
a scale than we thought.
Did they ever tell you what anything was for?
say again.
Did they tell you what anything was for?
Well, it was for selling, I presume. You know, we were designing improvements in weapons. You know, funding the whole place. It wasn't exactly too mysterious. It just had to be, you know, keep the secrets and not let anyone external in on the industrial secrets, as it were.
Right.
I thought that Helga and Eurist had decided to be there. You see, they seemed quite happy there together, and well, now I'm not so sure. And
If the person who picked you up has the ability to either erase or change memories, then there's honestly no way to know.
I mean, there is.
wait.
Yes.
Well, no. She said she would. She said she was. You know, that was just in case. You know, in case anyone said no, so that it wasn't exposed or anything like that. That wasn't. Oh.
Celestia's like not looking you in the eye during any of this.
Oh dear.
We met her. She was awful. I don't trust her not to have done anything to your head. Very nice.
She messed with our heads a lot.
I could check for you. Or try to. If you wanted.
Check what exactly?
Your head.
No.
I mean,
How?
A little bit distasteful, but I can look in people's heads. As in your thoughts. Not literally
not
like...
physically,
no.
not cutting anything. Okay,
No,
that's
not
a relief.
like
Okay.
a telescope into your brain sort of scenario. Like magically look into people's heads within magical ways. Fuck me, that's a way to make hearing people's thoughts sound really rubbish, isn't it?
The rainbow spirit curls around in a way that you somehow interpret as like a flat level stare.
Yeah, the rainbow spirit, it does like a carpet in Aladdin, like... I guess I know, that was rubbish. Let's all be mean to Celestia, okay? I'm trying to be nice. But to you, it just looks like she's talking to herself.
Okay.
But, I could try and check. I found out before when somebody's memory had been fucked with. The other option is that this is a bit of a big thing that not everybody can do as well. We can look at the past like scrying, so I could look at when that happened, if you want. Equally, if you don't want any of that, because that's completely uncomfortable to you, and I'm basically a person that you met yesterday, that's okay, but,
I need to know.
Okay.
I need to know if that didn't happen. I remember it. I remember the sofas, and they were very comfy, and there was a little snifter of brandy, and I remember it very clearly, and...
All right.
Just to check. I mean, I'm sure it's fine, but just maybe to check.
Just to check. Okay. I think let's start with a thought spell, because that's the less invasive thing.
Wait.
I
It's
mean,
not going to hurt, is it?
It might feel weird.
Oh,
It
dear.
shouldn't hurt. I don't think it actually hurts people. I think it can be uncomfortable. But I won't look anywhere you don't want me to. If there's anything you feel me going towards that you don't want me to, just think of a door and close it, and I won't go there. Promise.
No, I am right now immediately thinking of all the most embarrassing things I've ever done. Thank you for that.
That's exactly what I would do. I'm not listening right now. I will tell you when I am.
Dear.
Are you ready?
You shouldn't have said that at all, because now you see I can't... No, dear.
Oh dear. I can
Don't
give
think
you,
of a pink
give
elephant.
you a few minutes to stop thinking.
I mean, it's not going to work, because as soon as you do it, I'm going to think of it again, because you told me not to think about it.
I'm sorry.
What?
I won't look, I promise.
Precisely, that's why I said don't think of it. Never mind.
Okay. Calm. Blank mind. Don't think about that time. No, okay. Right.
If I see anything, I'll look away. I won't judge. Promise. I'm sure I've done worse. I'm a fucking idiot, Elin.
To be fair, it's not like you're going to tell anyone anything, is it?
No.
Who would you tell?
I mean, I literally don't know anyone that means anything to you, and also I'm not going to tell anyone anyway. That'd be awful.
Right. Okay, I'm calm. My mind is a blank slate.
Good. All right, I'm gonna try this. Okay? You ready?
And it's just like wincing, just like, oh my god, what's about to happen? I don't understand.
Again, Celestia puts her hand on her temple like it's X-Men and she's Professor Xavier. And then delves into Elin's mind. Again, like really making an effort not to look anywhere
In the
private.
first 6 seconds of this, as you establish contact,
I see some shit in the first 6
Elin,
seconds.
what are your thoughts? Like, what are your thoughts in
What
the
are
first
you
6 seconds?
thinking?
What are your surface thoughts?
I'm thinking very hard about not thinking about, like, that time that all the kids laughed at me, and then the other time when there was a spelling mistake in my letter to the journal, and then the other time when, you know, like...
And that's about as much as you get before you dive deeper.
Shoni, your characters are always so pure. Like, I just, so cute. All of your characters should be protected at all costs. Like, I just...
Delve. With, actually, let's go a different track. You delve deeper, and with Elin's consent, you voluntarily if you're voluntarily failing your wisdom save, there is
All right.
very little resistance as you focus in on a scene from the past. Memories work a little differently to scrying. They compress after a fashion. You're able to get more in this minute than happened in 1 minute. So, Elin, I'm going to actually, this is no Shamini. I'm going to offer you a choice.
Yeah.
Do we want to do a summary, or do we want to play this out?
Oh, shit!
That's what we usually do. We usually just have the person do it, but it's up to you if you are, like, okay
Yeah,
with that or not.
sure.
Like,
Oh my god,
Okay.
sure.
You focus in on the memory, and Elin, two pairs of rough hands thrust you down into a surprisingly comfortable seat. There is a blinding amount of light as the black bag is pulled from your head, and you find yourself in a room, windowless, wallpapered pleasantly, with a very comfortable leather chair that you've been sat in. Across from you, there is a table with a pot of tea, fine Haldanic china, and some porcelain cups with blue sort of painting work on the outside, decoration. There is also, to one side, a decanter and snifter available for it of brandy. There is one door to the room, which is currently flanked by a pair of bulky-looking figures in grey uniforms. One human, one orc, both obviously armed, with essentially a truncheon and a pistol, and in a matching chair opposite, basically think a high-back Chesterfield, there is a silver-haired female dwarf.
Bastard, I hate it.
In white.
Elin, is initially just, on this, full on, fight or flight, panting and tense.
Important question.
And then,
what is your, it's a very important question. What is your level of accreditation? Doctor, master, professor?
So in World, I did the normal amount of wizard training, which I've got in my head is 7 years for some reason. Does that?
It is 7 years.
Is that equivalent to a PhD?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I got a PhD, finally!
So, yeah,
at least in fantasy, if not in reality.
Yes, you have...
Hey, we play out our dreams in D&D, Charlotte.
Yeah, you have a... You are Elin... What's your surname? Have we ever mentioned it?
Eastleigh, it's Eastleigh, and I haven't mentioned it.
I don't think we've said it, yeah.
Elin Eastleigh D-Wiz would be the appropriate...
Gee whiz.
Love it.
would be the appropriate appellation. Sorry, yes, you were saying about your reaction.
When she sort of, as I see what you've described, this just very civilized setting, it's just these sort of manners kick in, and she goes from really tense to just sort of sitting up slightly straighter and just sort of placing her legs neatly and sort of just smartening up the waistcoat and the shirt where it was sort of
there is
ruffled up.
A polite smile from the woman opposite. Good evening, Dr. Eastleigh. My name is Snorra, and I was wondering if we could take up less than 10 minutes of your time, please.
Have I missed some sort of invitation to tea?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that our business and the work that we do requires the utmost secrecy. As a result, we could not approach you under the ordinary circumstances. If our offer is not to your interests, you will be returned safely to your home, and you will never hear from us again. But I ask you, please, to hear us out. Would you care for some tea or some brandy? The tea is Lapsang Souchong.
I would accept a bit of both, yes.
Of course. She takes the tea, pours tea out, pours a little bit of brandy into a snifter by her, sips it as if to prove it's not poisoned, pours some into your snifter as well, takes a sip of her tea, again to prove it is not poisoned. Now, I represent an institute that's looking to hire on specialists in their field, scientists, engineers, people who solve problems, people who, frankly, aren't getting the appreciation or the funding that they should be. You see, we've noticed a number of your papers.
Oh, you've read my papers, have you?
Of course we have.
Makes a nice change.
We particularly enjoyed your work on what was the theoretical term? You were looking into capacitation?
Elin looks impressed.
Forgive me, I am less of a student of the natural sciences myself. I come from a skaldic background, from the mountain homes. So I have a little bit less experience in these matters, but I am assured by our experts that your work, well, it's quite groundbreaking. And given proper funding, there's a lot you can do.
Who exactly said it was groundbreaking, exactly?
Are you familiar with Professor Mickelson's work?
Well, but obviously, yes.
Well, he commented to us when I was last at the Institute that amongst a number of others that he mentioned of being of promise and insufficiently being utilised, well, your name came up. You see, we're building a sort of, well, as I say, an institute where we can really bring together the brightest minds of this generation. One of the problems with the journal system, I've often heard, is that it takes so long for innovations to get around. What if we could put all the best scientists into one location? Like a university, but none of that teaching nonsense. Just focused on research. No arguing about grant applications, trying to climb the greasy pole to get the money you need. A guaranteed budget. Now, of course, we have selfish ends here. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. The Institute is backed by its work manufacturing arms. We export a number of artillery pieces and the like, primarily to the Osirian army and navy, standard work. And we do intend to acquire a competitive advantage with this. You see, in exchange for the grants and the funding and the time and the opportunity to work among such bright souls as yourselves, we would ask you to work on our projects as well, on designing and developing better weapons, better ships, other things we haven't thought of. That's why we need bright minds like yourselves. It would be, and she pulls from her jacket a set of papers and places them along with a silver pen on the table, a 5-year contract. You would travel to a secret location where the Institute is positioned across the sea. It would be a notable it would be a 2-month journey, of course, all needs provided. We actually there is an virtually unlimited supply of drinks aboard the ship, the best food. We are looking to hire none other than the fabled chef de Monsieur Petitpois.
What?
Although we have not yet been able to meet his distinguished requirements. However, you will of course also be travelling with a number of other individuals such as yourselves. You will not want for enlightened conversation. And we both know how difficult that can be to find, don't we?
You will understand from reading my research that I am currently almost entirely self-funded. Money is not yet an issue, and
She takes another piece of paper and writes out a check, hands it to you. There are 4 zeros on this check.
Good lord.
Oh.
That's a lot in this world.
That will that represents the budget available for your department. On your private own projects, away from the work we'll be setting you.
Right. Well,
There will, of
certainly
course...
does expand the scope a bit.
There is, however, a price to this. Secrecy. We need to maintain a competitive advantage for us to, well, come out the best way. You will see, she lifts up a couple of pages, there is a rider on the contract prohibiting you from publicly publishing any of your results until 5 years have passed from the end of your contract. Of course, you will be free to publish under your own name, with full credits. Of course, you will see that we also ask you to keep knowledge of the Institute itself a secret as well. But if you are willing to accept a 10-year delay on your work, in order to get it properly funded, and preserve our secrets as well, then all of it can be yours. And of course, your going will need to be a secret as well. If you come with us, you will need to come tonight. You will need to come now. An excuse will be provided for your disappearance and for your reappearance in 5 years' time.
I haven't got any of my things in my laboratory.
Not to worry. A fully furnished laboratory will be provided. We can send people to collect your notes. Any materials you require.
And then after 5 years, I can publish everything as long as I don't mention the institution.
After 5 years of leaving the Institute, yes. You may publish everything.
Oh, I see.
10 years in total. There is a saying that a friend of mine says, that advantages in war are only ever temporary, and only for as long as you can hold on to them. He handles the more, well, they now handle the more militant side of things. I don't deal in that department.
I don't personally have any interest in all this weapons and whatnot, but obviously I appreciate the need for funding to come from somewhere. And
of course, and
a lot of my work is actually very important, you see.
Indeed, and it's very necessary. I mean, in the old days, would you blame a blacksmith for forging the sword that someone else used?
Blacksmith has to make a living just like everyone else.
Just like everyone else.
Some great developments have come from blacksmiths, you know.
Now I appreciate, and she smiles and gestures to the two guards, that you might feel a little intimidated, concerned that how we might want to preserve our secrets. So I wish to make it clear to you. If you refuse this offer, you will not be harmed. None of your family will be harmed. But I will wipe your memory of this entire encounter. You will never see us again, and this offer will never be made again. It is only valid as long as you stay in the room.
Right now. Right this moment. And just up and go.
I'm afraid we have ships to catch, you see. And we are on a tight schedule. As I said, you're not the only one we're visiting. We've got to gather those bright minds to form this community.
Other researchers are taking advantage of this, are they?
Of course. People who, well, we all know what it's like. You join up with the prestigious senior researchers and they stick their names on the front of the paper, and soon enough yours disappear at all. Or you get stuck 18 names down. You become et al.
That's why I always try to publish myself, you see. But getting anyone interested...
I understand it's difficult. And there's no shame in asking for help. Help we can provide. Let us help you, Elin. Can I call you Elin?
Oh, right, yes, no, of course. I mean, I'm not thinking of myself, you see. I'm thinking of the, of the progress of the non-arcane branches of the natural sciences.
Of course, and that progress will happen, a little delayed, as I said, for competitive advantage, but it will happen. We are not barbarians.
Right now?
Right now.
Oh, you'll fetch my things and...
Of course.
I'm not entirely sure. Certain members of my family have not been entirely supportive of a scientific career. I'm not sure they'll really understand.
I think that it will all work out for the best. When you come back, when you're able to show the fruits of your work and get the recognition you deserve, they'll understand.
They'll realise then what I've been working for all this time.
Of course.
Where are we going?
Across the ocean to Sunder. Brave new world. Bright new opportunities there.
Sometimes in science you have to take a risk, don't you?
Of course. She picks up the pen and hands it to you. And we are at the Institute are all about managed risk. So, do we have a deal?
Right. I will have to read the small print, you understand?
Of course. Read quickly. She smiles.
Right. I,
The
kind of...
contract is a little restrictive, but appears to be by the books.
I think, like, that there is a certain extent to which Elin is reading it, but it's not really going in, like...
Yeah.
But she's just, like, nodding and, like, yes, this all seems fine. Whereas actually she's like, I hope this seems fine. I don't really know what it all means.
There are slightly scary words like indemnify in there, but...
I'm a very well-respected academic. I can't go around asking about what things like indemnify mean, can I?
Oh,
Make
love
me
it.
look bad.
What will people think?
We'll pick up the pen and look briefly at the people with the weapons, and then look at the drink and the paperwork and the normality.
Sora sits back, sips some lapsang.
And I will, with an air of feigned confidence and self-assurance, sign my name.
Excellent. And also here, and here, and here,
Right, I knew that.
and here. Fantastic.
She finished the first one with a flourish, like, dramatically, and then had to, like, go back for the others. Like, oh, right.
It's one of those contracts.
Yeah.
Right then. Let's get you on a boat. And the memory pulls.
I would like to do a retroactive check for what I have been looking out for.
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt
No.
because it had flow and stuff.
Roll. I think we made this an intelligence
any
check last
charm
time.
magic, any modification, any like how I saw in
Yeah,
Lear's.
you're looking for
Stream,
skips, you're looking
anything-
for adjustments. So I want an Arcana check for hidden magic being cast.
Both of these have disadvantage because I'm at a level of exhaustion,
Yes.
don't they? So that's
Oh,
fun.
no!
Oh, good lord, my darling. It's so Arcana is a whole 11. So
You
get
do not
excited.
did not observe any secret casting.
Of course I didn't. And what was the other one?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Oh god, it's bad. It's real bad. That is a 9.
You do know.
Almost entirely useless.
You look out for the same sort of skips and stutters and inconsistencies that you saw last time you saw an edited memory. But you can't find any. It doesn't help that the situation, it's this, like, the actual environment is very static.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very controlled environment where not a lot changes. The only thing is like the slight flickering of the gas lamp, and that's about it.
Oh, it's a gas lamp, not a candle as well.
Yeah.
Just for so that you have context, Shamini, last time we figured out that somebody had their memory modified, it was just because the candle suddenly went down a whole load.
Ooh.
Basically, so we knew that something was missing and there was time that was gone. It was really interesting. It was a bad day. But
No, there is only a steady flame from the gaslight.
yeah, so can't see it. I come back out and basically I'm not going to like explain it as Celestia because it would just be saying the same thing that we've just seen, but I tell you everything as thoroughly as I can.
Okay.
And basically just at the end of it add, I didn't see any magic, I didn't see any skips. I saw a very civilized kidnapping, as you put it, but there was nothing apparent. There is another option if you want to double check. I could look at the event from the outside rather than from you.
How would that work?
I've got a scrying focus.
We
Let's
have
say.
ways and means.
Yeah, it would take
right.
would take about 20 minutes. But I
So like
scrying.
on something I was wearing or something, like an object.
We could do it that way.
Yes, that is what we are doing.
You
Yes.
do not have. I don't think you're actually wearing any of the clothes you were wearing. I mean, roll a luck check just in case.
I literally only had the clothes I was wearing at the time, and I probably would have upgraded.
Yeah.
It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been years.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
You literally came out hat shopping.
Like,
I don't buy
yeah.
that you're wearing the
What
same thing.
just in case you're wearing the same socks, roll a d20.
I got 15.
Oh, it's not quite high enough
Nah.
to coincidentally be wearing the same socks.
That would be great.
I can make it
I
work.
upgraded all my stuff. I just got new everything. Just
I mean, yeah, with that
expensive.
budget, of course you did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
you would have done. Yeah, fair play. She kind of like looks at you and sort of tries to lie for a second and then just says, "You know how Scamp did magic that you didn't understand?
Elin looks again a little bit like stony.
This is sort of one of those. I can look at the past.
Another anomaly, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, deadly serious.
Whoop-de-doo.
I can have a look if you want.
Yes, please. If you don't, if it's not too much to
I'll,
ask.
I'll pop up to the sending room. It can't be done in a sanctum. Yeah, they can't see you here, if that helps at all with this horrible situation that you're in. I pop up to the sending room and have a look.
perform.
If I see the same thing, we can just gloss
You
over
scan
it.
back
But
to that moment, and it plays out exactly as it did.
and I have a pass tally now. Oh dear. I come back down.
Consequences.
Okay, I didn't see anything different, and I would have done. So we can categorically say no. Nothing's been changed.
Good.
Yes, well, obviously I knew that, but it was just nice to just triple check.
No, it's important.
No, it's a scary prospect. It really is.
Could I at least offer you the opportunity to contact your family?
Yeah,
What I would say. What am I going to say? What am I going to say to them? What am I going to tell
I've got
everyone
4
I know?
sending spells if you need that many.
I don't. Oh dear. I'll just tell them. I'll just tell them that everything's been going fine, and I decided to pop back a bit earlier than planned. If they knew that there was a plan.
Okay.
If they didn't, I guess I'll find out, won't I?
Yes. Come to the sending room with me. Do you want to do it now? Should we just do this? Should we just do it all in like 1 hour? Get done.
Although,
Where
now that
is
you
your
mention it-
family? What time is it there?
That's the point.
Oh shit! Yeah. What time is it there?
It is about 8 hours earlier.
And it's 3 a.m.
So
That's not actually horrific.
Yeah, it's like 8
Yeah.
in the evening.
Like 8 o'clock at night. The Celestia, after counting on her fingers, like, she's so tired. She's so tired. It takes like a long time.
That's all right. That's a reasonable time to call.
That's actually pretty normal.
What isn't normal is a strange voice in your head. So
No.
we should be careful with what you say.
I guess we could start with message from Elin. I mean, you're a wizard.
Sending spell. I mean, I'm sure they're well, yes, they're all highly educated, aware of such things.
Not everyone's aware that that is a thing that can be done, and we've fell foul of it before, so...
Oh yeah, but if you're a wizard, we're probably good.
Yeah.
Do you want to come to the sending room, or we'll just do it?
Well, no, it's just that now that you mention that they can't see me in here, It's just that they really don't like it when people leave, you see. That's not allowed, and it's very much... They would be very much not okay with that, and I'm here, and I'm with you, and I gave you a bunch of weapons, and right now, I quite like the idea that they can't actually find me.
Do they have a means of keeping tabs on you beyond the ability to just scry when they want?
You don't know.
I have no idea what they would do, but...
Any trinkets from them? Or anything like that?
I mean, everything here, like...
Literally
nothing
all
I
of your
have...
clothes.
Yeah.
But nothing like significant. Like...
Except the hat. The hat is safe. I could take everything off except for the hat.
That's not what I was suggesting. I was just wondering if they gave you any weird tracking stuff. I don't know. Fuck off.
Well, I wouldn't know, would I? Because if I knew, then it wouldn't be...
That's true.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't enchant a pair of trousers if it was me.
Oh, I'd love
Looking
some magic
suspiciously at my-
trousers.
staring at my goggles now, being like...
It'd be the
Safety
codpiece,
goggles.
wouldn't it, Celestia?
Elin, roll an Arcana check.
Yes.
Who?
Ellen.
Me?
Yeah, you roll an Arcana check.
I can do that. I'm good at that. Oh my
Look
god!
at you with your Arcana and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. 22.
You know enough about the fundamentals of scrying, despite not being a diviner yourself, to know that in the 3 years you have been there, they know your name. You've met the diviners on staff, so they know you quite
you've
well.
almost certainly left like a hairbrush behind or something.
Yeah, they have had ample opportunities to collect a piece of hair from you if they wanted to. Like, literally, there is an on-site barber.
Right.
The question was, did I have any particular weird things though? Like, you know.
But no,
that's what Celestia was saying.
you haven't got particularly weird things, but you know, but you haven't got particularly weird things, but also you know that they have
Need
enough.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I'll just, they know who I am. I don't know if they'll know I've been gone yet, but they'll be looking for me because everything in their notes. Oh gosh, those people.
I mean, they might think that you got caught up in all the weirdness.
I did get caught up in all the weirdness.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true, but also helpful for plausible deniability if you need that.
I mean, also, with all that stuff that was going on, you'd only just left for hat shopping. I don't imagine they were scrying on you then because they thought you were guarded. They might have started looking for you by now, but I don't think they will have seen you giving people guns and things.
Oh no, that's a good point. Yes.
Nobody
they'll
else
never
can
know about
scry on the
that.
past, so...
I wasn't even there, so that'll be fine.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's just that I don't think I want to go back there anymore.
Okay.
Well, that's
That's
good.
understandable.
We
It was
can help.
very nice, and
I'm so glad to hear that. I was really worried you'd be like, no, I want to go back, and I would have taken you because it's your choice, but that would have been really horrifying. And I'm just glad that you don't want to be honest.
We can help you get back to wherever you need to go.
I want to go home, I think, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that without them coming after me.
We can help.
Leave that to us.
I
You
mean,
really are very kind,
we can't stop them coming after you in the long term, but we do have something else impossible we can pull out, like give Scamp sort of eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, it'll help you get home fast.
We could get you as far as
Nothing
Seoul.
explodes.
What?
Technically.
Nothing explodes, did you say?
Yeah, it doesn't. It looks a little bit like
Why
the
would you
world's
mention
exploded.
that?
Because everything exploded earlier.
Right, okay, yes, okay. No, that's fair. Just a bit worried now. I'm a bit less trusting. People say this will all be fine and definitely won't explode. It makes me wonder why they... Right, okay.
On a small related note, by the way, just because that made me think of it, your bags of holding are, like, they are full of salt water.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, of course they are.
I don't think there's actually anything in there that would be damaged by salt water, but...
No, but at some point, have they been popping while Scamp's been asleep?
Scamp,
No, I think by this point, with enough days, I would have got 10-day
them
ones
all
on.
like
Okay,
week-long
cool.
ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep track of when they do wear out, though.
Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah.
empty those over the side.
I'm going to have to sit and do some maths at some point
Yeah.
to work out what...
Suffice to say, you're fine for right now.
Yeah. Just ruin the moment a bag of holding explodes into salt water.
Explodes and flings ingots of magically useful metals everywhere.
Oh, that would
But,
not be good right now.
I mean, we can get you as far as Seoul, like, today, if you want.
Well, I don't. That's not. Okay, no, now that's definitely impossible.
It's
Now
not.
I know. Look. Okay, look. I will admit a lot of things are happening that I can't fully understand. But the speed I would have to be going at in order to get from here to Seoul in a day, you know, I
In, like, 6 seconds, actually.
Right, 6 seconds. Traveling from here to Seoul in 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Right.
Moving at quite a
Also, there's a
clip.
really nice family at the other end who will definitely give you dinner and stuff.
Definitely help you.
Well, you know, I just spent 7 years studying transmutational philosophy. What do I know? Sure, that sounds perfectly reasonable.
Sorry.
Maybe we get your head round that one later,
Yeah.
when you're ready.
Let's get in touch with your family
Let's
first.
see what that situation is. Yeah.
Would you mind I'll just stay here where no one can scry on me.
Okay.
You can just send them a message saying, oh no, work's gone well, can't talk about it. Hope you got my message. Thinking of coming back early. Oh, you know, making my way now.
Work's gone well. Can't talk about it. On way back.
Hope you
Now.
got my message.
Okay.
What is the name of the family member you want to send to?
Yeah, you need to give me like a
my
vague name and
gosh.
description.
Dear, I better send it to my mother. Oh, she's not going to be okay. Right. No. I better. She'll be
I
cross
assure
if
you I
don't,
have
though.
experienced worse mothers, says Celestia, completely deadpan.
Right. Well, I describe a very, well-dressed, smartly dressed orc lady, in often to be found in Wellington boots with a watering can.
Oh. Oh, it's cute.
Sort of similar curly hair. Similar. Looks like me, but older and fancier.
Right, that'll do it. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. Won't be long.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You head to the sending room. What message do you send?
God, she's gonna be mad.
I just send...
Oh God.
For once, there's no darling in this sending, because that would be hilariously inappropriate. Message from Elin. Work's gone well. Can't talk about it. On way back now. Hope you got my message.
Oh God. It was like 3 years ago. No.
Any of this make sense? Bye! Oh my god.
Oh dear.
You're lucky I've got more than one spell left, hun.
Oh boy.
A plus few moments pass before the rainbow spirits and the ball spirits return.
Says he's got another pipe on the go by this point. Writes it all down in a notebook, the response. So you will get this like word for word.
Elin. So nice of you to send.
Oh god, how many years has it been? Like 3.5? Oh! Shit! Shit!
Your letter didn't include a forwarding address, but you and your wife are still welcome at home.
Wife?
Dear.
I think that I'm actually not confident enough to reply back to that, so I just go downstairs and hand this to Elin. Would you like another one? I've got a couple more, if you'd like to say anything to her. Where's your wife?
You are, to the best of my knowledge, not married.
Elin just like blinks at it a lot.
Oh, you're not married. Interesting.
What?
You didn't mention a wife.
Celestia. Okay, I'm having another. Oh dear. Okay, you know, you did the rummaging.
Yes.
You did all that rummaging around.
Yes.
Is it possible that you may have misplaced a wife in there somewhere?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Could like a wife be wiped out by somebody? Is that a thing?
Roll an Arcana
Corzin
check.
is staring 1,000 yards right now.
Oh, it's with disadvantage as well, so good Arcana, let's go. Oh, that's not bad, actually. 16? 17?
To the
16.
best of your knowledge,
That's not how that works.
the level of mind magic that Snorro was capable of, based on the time that she erased from you, and what was threatened, is more on the level of like a few minutes. Maybe like 10-minute bursts.
Okay.
To actually erase an entire
An
relationship
entire wife would
would
be a lot.
require some
I love that was your
pretty,
first.
pretty
That's
impressive, would require a long-term use of many mages. If it was a Vegas wedding, maybe? But
I'm so relieved because that was genuinely 100% my first thought. And
No,
I
that's
was, like,
fair. That
horrified.
Yeah,
sucks.
totally fair.
Yeah.
even a Vegas
God.
wedding would
Celestia
require
kind of-
some work.
I'm gonna actually not retcon that panicking with you. Celestia's so tired that she joins in with you from it, and then she's like, "Hang
Yeah,
on,
no,
that makes no sense. You
poor
can erase like
What
10
must she have
minutes
thought?
at a time.
The love of my life, probably.
I don't think you had a wife. I think your mum is trying to check it's you.
Oh,
Because if it was you, then you'd say, "What the fuck are you talking about? I don't have a wife."
do you think?
And then if she comes back and if we say that to her and she comes back like, "No, your wife, Alice," then we could start worrying.
Okay. Okay,
that makes sense, actually.
I don't think you have a wife. I think you're good. Because, yeah, Snorro could erase about 10 minutes of a memory at a time. That would take so long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if you'd only been with her for a month.
I would feel really bad if I'd forgotten a wife.
That would suck.
Trust me, it's one of the worst things you can do.
Why would my own mother not think someone was me?
Because you upped and left without leaving a message. She hasn't
just
had a
received
message.
something-
She thinks it's whoever's got you.
Yeah, ascending from someone she doesn't know, claiming to know claiming to be delivering a message from you.
Right.
Why wouldn't she think this was some sort of trick?
Is there anything I could say to her that would, I don't know, reassure her, apart from you don't have a wife? Because that wouldn't be that hard to get out of you if I was somebody who'd hypothetically kidnapped you.
Oh, right. Oh, like a secret message. Right.
Yes.
I've never been very good at that sort of, spy things and
It's small things, anything. You know, whatever she cooked you as a kid, or your favourite game, or some shared memory, preferably something really short to say. Because I've only got 25
there was
words.
this one time where let me give you backstory.
Oh,
and
you
context
know
first.
Ellen's a character that sucks at sending. I can feel it with my
brilliant.
whole body. She's like, and then I did this.
But that reminds me of the time.
Oh, honestly, characters being bad at sending, I don't ever get bored of it. I love it. It's a thing. It's my favourite D&D trope.
You could ask her. Well, could you? Do you have another sending? I'm so sorry. I don't have this spell.
Darling,
You're using up all your...
it's 3 a.m. I'm not going to do anything else at this point. I've actually got 3 more that we can burn.
Okay. Could you maybe just say, if I didn't leave any message, then I'm really sorry. And I feel like maybe at this point I should maybe come clean about having been slightly kidnapped, just a little bit.
Okay.
With my permission, but still, if she already knows, then there's no point pretending, is there? And maybe, you could ask her. I said, you tell her I'm looking forward to having some pancakes when I come back. She always used to make she used to make them a little butterfly. You pour the pancake batter into the pan and little shapes of animals. You see, and I thought maybe we could have a little. No, you probably don't have space to put that. Okay.
I'll try for something to do with animal pancakes.
Please tell little Corzin about this. He will be enthralled.
We'll have animal pancakes for weeks.
You're telling me your son has never had animal pancakes? What kind of a father are you?
Corzin looks suitably ashamed. Wait, hang on. That does sound like something Belle might have done.
Belle has not yet done animal pancakes.
She would if we asked, I feel. But, yeah.
I've a feeling I
if it's not a full moon, we can ask Belle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I go back to the sending room. Yeah. Unmarried.
So efficient.
Apparently. Animal pancakes.
Too efficient, some would say.
But I feel like that's a thing between you. That would probably be enough. Was kidnapped. Kind of. Says sorry. Couldn't leave message. Was taken. On her way back. Misses you. One more spell. Bye. One more spell as a heads up in case she wants to say anything, like genuinely. Like,
stunned pause before. Kidnapped? Your letter said you eloped with Edwina. She kidnapped you?
Oh dear.
Oh, is there a wife? There's no wife. Oh my god.
Send Elin's location. We will find a way to get her back. Oh. My love.
I'm gonna run. I'm not replying to that without consulting you. I come downstairs. I say everything. Like you get it again. I write it down so you get it word for word. Do you know an Edwina? Was that a thing?
Do I know anyone?
No, you don't.
Oh my god.
Like maybe maybe it's an old school. Wait. No. Okay. I don't. They said they were going to. She said an explanation. She said a reasonable explanation. She said she didn't say anything about eloping with anyone, and now they thought I eloped.
Oh, Edwina's your pretend wife that they made up.
I'm going to be in so much trouble with so much of my family for not inviting them to the wedding.
All right, hang
on. Wow, yeah, you are in trouble there. There's no sugarcoating that, is there? They pretended you had a wife.
Also, now she does know I'm kidnapped, and now she's more worried, and actually she didn't know and she wasn't worried, and I've just made her worried.
Oh. She said to send your location. I mean, we can give you money and stuff to help you get back, but we can also tell her where we're sending you in Seoul.
Yes.
That might be the most helpful at this point.
I mean, Seoul is obviously considerably closer than here, but it's not exactly hop, skip, and a jump over to Assyria.
No, but it's at least not fucking Sunder. If you tell her Sunder, she'll shit herself.
No, don't tell her that. Do not tell her.
I didn't tell her you were in Sunder. It's fine.
So the difference between Seoul and Alsyria is a sea rather than an ocean.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry that she thinks you eloped with an imaginary woman.
Oh, yeah. She better be imaginary. That's all I'm saying. I'm still a little bit worried about this whole forgotten a wife thing.
I think she's imaginary, darling.
Okay, there's no... Okay. No.
I think that was the message they left from you. Oh, I've eloped with Edwina.
Meanwhile, somewhere in the Institute, Edwina is working away, blissfully unaware that her parents have received a letter about eloping with someone with Elin.
Oh no!
Oh god!
Oh, that is evil.
Snora's the worst. Snora sucks.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if they were actually relieved that I'd actually, got myself romantically entangled after all that time. I've been quite pleased.
Oh shit!
I said I spent too much time in my lab. Oh dear. Okay, right. If you really can.
I've got one more. I'm sorry, it's not much for all that you probably want to say.
If you really can get me all that way, and I suppose I might as well believe you. Why not? I believe everything else that everyone's told me. Then maybe once that's worked, not that I'm saying it won't work, but once it's worked, maybe then you could confirm the location with her.
Yes, I will
but
do.
Tell her not to worry, and tell her not very kidnapped. Maybe dial back on the kidnapped thing a bit.
Okay. I can. Do you want me to send to her again tonight? I'm not doing anything else tonight. I can tell her where you are when you're there, but I'll tell her we're sending you to Seoul, and you'll be there soon.
I mean,
okay, yes,
but we also should.
Now. Oh dear.
We maybe should warn the Grimhardys you're coming.
Yes, we should do that as well. Fuck, maybe that's what today's spell should be.
I was really anticipating a moment there of Elin coming up through the pantry and having a frightened, and having a very
Justice would
confused,
fucking shoot her.
Justice blunderbuss up, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, Justice used to be a big scary pirate man and would shoot her.
Yeah.
He's lovely, actually, but yeah.
I mean, in theory, I could go with. If you wanted to save the spell.
Yeah, I mean...
They still might shoot me if they're not paying attention.
True.
You're in no condition now, Scamp.
No, you're not really in a condition to go anywhere.
Why don't we,
I mean, I've got one more spell. I can use that to tell them, or we could wait till tomorrow. I mean, Scamp, are you even in a condition to do that kind of spell at the moment? You look like shit.
Oh, no, I can totally do it. You just have to carry me there.
Oh, good.
I don't think I can walk.
Fucking hell.
Realistically, it's going to be a while yet, I think.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just break the laws of reality. I just won't be able to walk while I do it.
I'd prefer you didn't, Scamp.
But we also have a very important meeting before first light, as I recall. So what's the best order to do this in out of character? What is the best order to do this in? I need help.
I think genuinely...
Also for Shamini.
For Shamini, perhaps you want to carry Scamp to the sending room.
Yeah. I mean, how are you feeling? We could take you now to the sending room, and then I should probably warn them first. And then I could tell your mum in the morning. Whenever I've slept, which might be ages.
That would be nice. Thank you.
Okay, do you want to go right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if you'll just make a mark on the map of where we need to go, though.
Oh.
Because we'd like to see Eurist again. If you,
yes.
Yeah, if
you mentioned
mind.
Beer Town.
Point about 30 miles from Newmark.
I just had this horrifying scenario in my head where by this point we had got actual teleport rather than teleport circle, because that can overshoot.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Leave you in a random place in the middle of the Syrian countryside with nothing.
Oh, no. You overshoot by a percentage.
Oh, it could be in the sea.
You just blink, and suddenly...
Yeah.
Wait, can you hear that? It's an elk!
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, thankfully, And we don't have access to that kind of magic yet because it doesn't exist in the world yet, so that's good.
Neither does this kind.
No, not really.
But to be fair, I think there isn't. I've been to there more recently enough and taken things back that I would be able to do it without that risk. Because teleport, if you've got an object, it's 100% success.
True.
Oh, to be fair, yeah, it's the Grimani's, isn't it? So it would be pretty easy.
Yeah, you could use that shirt you got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I guess we take you up to the sending room. Oh, I have to say goodbye to Elin. This is sad.
Corzin, will you carry me again,
yeah.
please?
And I messaged the Grimani's. Corzin definitely carries you because I lost some of my strength to blood magic lately.
Oh, blood!
Let's get on this stretcher.
Magic.
Yeah, Corzin is going to pick Scamp up out of the bed, put them on a stretcher. Realise that usually a stretcher requires 2 people to operate, and then just
standing up from where he's been having a middle of the night snack, stands up and offers to go over and help carry.
All right, thank you.
Because he's been here this whole time.
Size difference here. Corzin will have to be holding the stretcher above his head to be around about the same level as Elch.
Bend down a little bit.
I'm going to slide off.
Between
I'm going to
you
slide off.
And the giant bugbear surgeon.
I've just realised that we have a meeting with a ship captain, and I have a level of exhaustion, and I'm going to have 1 2nd level spell left and nothing else. That's interesting. Well, that'll be fun. So yeah, we go to the sending room. I send to Justice, I guess, because he's the one that would have the biggest problem with this, and he's the head of the family. Justice, darling. Got a friend coming. Sorry, short notice. She's very nice. On way back to Orsyria. Bit rattled. Saved from kidnapping. Needs kindness. Love.
You get a response. Understood. We will make them welcome.
It's like 8 p.m, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's 8 p.m.
Yeah, I was thinking.
It's not 3 in the morning where he is.
It's not 3 in the morning where he is. I actually forgot my own time difference for a moment. Understood. It's frustration instead. We will make them welcome. Hope things are well with you. And whatever we can do to assist them, we will. Give my regards to my son and your family.
Okay. Well, they're ready. I say to Elin, do tell them we'll visit soon, but we can't tonight, won't you?
Right, visit soon, can't tonight.
Yeah.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
They're very nice people. Especially Lilith. Lilith's the one you want to spend time with right now.
Nice.
Very sweet. Very good at rattled people.
I've had some very good sort of wines. About all I know of the area.
Yeah, but lovely tiefling family. They'll be really sweet. They'll probably feed you.
Oh, all right. Oh, won't say no to that.
Make fantastic bread and butter pudding.
Definitely not say no to that. Things are looking up already.
And how are you feeling about getting back from there?
Oh well, I have some of the leftover gold from the shopping, and
do you want some more? I've probably got.
Yeah, do you need more? We've got gold.
I mean, I have. Oh no, I don't actually have that one. I only have 10 actually.
I mean, is that enough to get home? Like, what does that mean?
Legitimately, you probably could get. It'll be a slow ship, but you can get a ship back.
Not in the manner to which I am accustomed, though.
Not in the manner to which you're accustomed.
I love that she's a snob. That's amazing.
But in fairness, if you really want, you could probably spend 2, and if you can find a mage capable of sending, they can send to your family for you.
Yeah.
My family will probably sort everything out, to be quite honest.
Good.
I don't suppose I could have that little
Yes, the thing.
the thingy. What's it?
Here,
Yes.
here you go. I was going to say, do you want that back?
I would. Yes, I could make another one. I suppose. I do rather want.
Yeah.
That, thank you.
If you need any help in Seoul and you get stuck, just go find the president and tell him you're our friend.
I just stare.
Scamp, I think you're forgetting.
You can legitimately, if you're really, really stuck, go
Right,
to
if
the
you
Royal
need a
Courts of
sending
Justice and tell them we sent you and said that they should give you a free sending.
I'm not going to do that, you know.
That's
I'm
okay.
just going to do things the proper way, civilized way.
He's very nice, the president. He'd probably be fine with it. Yeah, fair enough.
Once again, somewhere, John Paul Savat cuts himself shaving.
You all, well, I sort of stumbled into the middle of this, and really, you didn't know me any of this, and you've pretty much saved my skin here, and well, you know, that's what I'm trying to say is you're very nice people.
So are you. And
You're lovely.
never forget that.
You've helped us a lot.
Yeah.
More than you know.
And, yeah, I mean, some of the information that you've given us, my gods, you gave us a lot. And
We're going
also,
to use it to help other people
I just
like
think
you.
someone should tell you this. You've done really well, and you're not a crying heap on the ground right now, and I just feel like somebody should give you praise for that, because you were essentially hat shopping and then all this happened. So, you did really well. I hope you're all right.
Oh, Elin, like, smiles, like, oh, well. Yes, thank you. Just...
And don't beat yourself up for the kidnapping thing. Sometimes people lie really well and they get you for a long time, but it's not your fault.
I think I just need a little bit of time to make it all make sense again.
Yes. You take your time.
Before I go, Corzin, I don't suppose I could have a private word.
Of course. I will move a distance away if needs be.
I guess I'll help Scamp move around the room and draw on the floor and stuff.
Yeah,
ready for the spell.
Get started.
As this tiefling teenager takes out a colouring book and starts drawing in chalk on the floor and sprinkling crushed gemstones.
Oh, God. Elin is just looking at this out of the corner of her eye. I don't usually like to, you know, say anything about anyone else's business or anything like that, but, you know, you're a family man, and despite a slight negligence in the pancake area, I know you care about your family, and your friend over there can do a lot of things that I don't understand and that might be anomalies, but I've heard of other people who can do things like that, and it doesn't end well.
So have we, if it's any consolation to you. And while I understand, I think that the same is true for those people as is true for, well, anyone pretty much, that to a certain extent they're a product of their environment and the people around them. We're trying always to do the best that we can for them, and rest assured that given what we've heard about some other people like that, it's the least we can do.
What happened today was, I suppose, miraculous. You know, when that kind of thing happens to the people who are on the other side, it's all pretty useful. But just
Given some of the
remember, it's
things,
dangerous.
yes, given some of the things that Scamp has been through, though, and some of the things they've had to do, I can't tell you how proud of them I am. They've saved our lives goodness knows how many times. They've done so much in such a short amount of time. All we can do is try to be the best people we can for them to be around.
Well, how about you just, you every so often you send me a little sending just to confirm that there's no cities have been crushed or
Happily.
Anything like that.
Well, there was that one time. There was that one time in the Underdog.
Yeah, that did happen. Oh, no.
Excuse me.
Corzin does not mention this.
No, you wouldn't.
Although
Might
you
have
do
just
see his eyes
burnt a
kind of
little
dart to
tiny,
one side.
little small, little burnt a city to a ground a little bit.
It was a group effort.
Yes,
Yeah, it
this
was.
is true. And it was awesome, and I regret nothing.
Yeah.
Elin will offer a handshake to Corzin.
He takes it warmly. Says, "You have my word that we'll do everything we can. And, as you've hopefully noticed, we're family here. We look out for each other."
Scamp, you've been waiting, ready with the final steps of the ritual.
Elin will sort of give Corzin a nod and then give the others a sort of very sort of like stiff and upright and a sort of polite nod as well. And there's a circle to stand in, right?
You get a bow with a flourish.
I think you might move towards the circle before someone realises that standing in the middle of that circle when it opens would be a very bad idea.
Oh yeah, you want to wait till it's
Or
open. then
stand
you step-
back, darling.
Yeah, you step in
Right.
when it's open.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Sorry,
I'm not. I
it's
didn't
gonna
teach
look a
a course
bit-
on impossible magics when I was studying.
Yeah,
so.
it's going to look a bit scary, but
Oh
it's
dear, not again.
absolutely fine. There'll be somebody nice waiting at the other end.
It's not more screaming mouths, is it?
No,
No.
none of that.
Right.
No.
Good luck.
If you are ever in Western Norsyria and you would like to visit the countryside, I could give you a tour
Sounds lovely.
of
That'd
quite
be
a lot
very
of
nice.
cows, mainly, I must admit.
I like cows.
Yes.
Forever in there will look you up. And, honestly, I'm probably going to check on you in the next couple of weeks from time to time by sending, just to check that you don't, die on the way, because I'm horribly worried. But if you need anything, just send to us if you can. By all means, we're around.
I will. I even if I don't need anything, I will be checking up on you.
Excellent.
I
And
appreciate it.
for fuck's sake, be kind to yourself. You're as smart as you ever thought you were.
Yeah. Really.
She looks like slightly doubtful. I will
There you are.
try to remember that.
Yeah. Keep telling yourself that. And, safe travels.
I'm a bit scared of this scary vortex thing. That's about it.
Yeah.
Sure about this.
Scamp
Okay, here we go.
draws a few final lines, scatters some gemstone dust, and as it happens, something starts to happen. The air almost seems to heat haze a little in the centre, and around wind, like there's just a breeze that picks up circular in the sending chamber. The lantern starts to gutter, it's hung from the ceiling, and begins flinging side to side as the winds pick up and up. Your clothing starts to flutter.
Why did you not think to move the papers that were in here?
The papers just start flying
Causing a lot of
around.
I've never
That's
actually
all.
done this in the sending
Everywhere.
room before.
It's very Wizard of Oz, Dorothy at the moment. It's like there's paperwork flying in every direction, and you see in the centre with a sort of keening sound, a thin line of light appear and peel aside, opening into a rough sort of ovoid, beyond which you can see another room, a basement chamber with some sort of elaborate stone circle beneath it, and what seems to be a mildly perturbed looking family of tieflings waiting beyond, all kind of holding on to objects.
Oh my gosh.
You see the gate just is open, but it looks quavering, unsteady, like it's about to close any second.
You've got to go!
Elin is going to stand up tall, try and smarten her waistcoat, which immediately gets like whooped around again, and then put the goggles that have been around her neck over her eyes for eye protection.
Excellent.
And just head up, step straight through.
You step through, and with a reality seals shut behind you. And with that, Elin is gone. And that, I think, is where we are going to take our break. Thank you very much, Shamini, for coming along.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for being here.
Lovely.
I'm going to draw 7,000 pictures of Elin and nobody can stop me. I love her so much.
I adore her.
We are going to be back after these, no doubt important, messages. A job at the Institute comes with a number of perks. Funding, respect, liking, sharing and subscribing to Flintlocks and Fireballs, the opportunity to pursue your own research, access to the Flintlocks and Fireballs Patreon and the many bonus features it grants, a chocolate fountain, barely any kidnapping, and a luxury cruise. Join the Institute today. The early morning almost comes. After a couple of hours, well, like an hour and a half by this point, Scamp, you find that with some difficulty you are able to maneuver yourself enough that with the aid of a crutch you can walk. If slowly. So you're down to 4 levels of exhaustion.
Woo!
How many am I on at this point?
You have pulled an all-nighter.
Yeah, I have.
So you might be on 2, actually.
Yeah.
So you can get some sleep. I'd say make a constitution check. That was what I'd say, actually. You're on 2.
5. Oh, no, yeah, I'm on 2. Can I have a coffee? Does that make any difference?
Yeah, it'll suspend it until your next short rest, which is probably for the best, because your speed would also be halved.
So...
At 2?
Level 2, speed halved.
Shit.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, because 3 is saves, isn't it?
Yeah, coffee, a dose of coffee, I think will reduce... I think I said it suspends exhaustion rather than reduces it temporarily.
I can't remember what you said, sorry.
It's honestly so long since we've used...
It might be that it just stops it going up.
Negates exhaustion between short rests.
Right.
So, do I still have 2?
You have 2, but
I'm not going to gather any more.
But but act as if you have none until your next rest.
I don't think it takes you down to none, does it?
Sorry.
I think it would make you act like you have 1.
The note is... No, I've got down it negates exhaustion until short rest. I think we'll say that it makes you act as if you have 1, though, for the sake of balance.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we could give Scamp some
I think
some
otherwise
caffeine and
that
they'd be fine.
feels ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
also
that feels
not...
a little overpowered.
It's also not what coffee does. Like,
Yeah.
it
So
will
you
sort
still
you
got
out a bit.
disability.
Like,
You've got
negating
disadvantage
1
on
sounds
Yeah.
reasonable.
Don't get me wrong, it's really inconvenient having a level of exhaustion, but like...
Did you use coffee earlier in the day?
No, I didn't.
You didn't. Cool. All right.
I mean, I assume I might have had, like, some last night or something, because I feel that's probably
don't
what I
worry
would have
about
done, but I haven't...
No,
like
it's fine.
when Elin was here and stuff, I was making
Yeah,
safe with disadvantage.
you haven't, so you don't get an extra level of exhaustion in the background.
Corzin will request some, even though he doesn't have a level of exhaustion. He just knows that he
just need a pickup.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the bags on Scamp right now?
No, thank you.
So, where now?
All right,
The ship,
so
I guess.
yeah, we're gonna have to take
We're on the ship already.
a longboat to the shore.
Okay. So you can leave the ship where it is and row out to the shore and make your way into into Newmark that way.
Yeah, we'll take the what's free? The cutlass. Let's take the cutlass out.
Okay.
Hang on, I've not had a rest. I've literally got one spell. It's
Yeah.
horrifying.
So-
Just a heads up, the gang. I have one spell left, and it's not a powerful one.
All right, noted. Hopefully,
Yeah, let's stay out of trouble.
yeah.
I'd really like to not get into a fight because I don't have anything.
Well, we're going to see people who hopefully don't have any interest in fighting us. But
Can we
that is a point, though.
not tell them I was involved in all of
Yeah.
all of that?
Yeah.
What are we going to actually tell them then? I'm not suggesting the truth at all, but we've got to get our story straight before we talk to them.
We had a powerful magical artifact that we burnt up
All right, that's pretty
in
good.
that attack.
That's a good idea. I mean, it's not like that's a regular thing we can pull as far as we're aware.
How well known is it that the Relentless was stolen from last time it was here?
Well, the explosion out the side of it was in the papers. But thinking back on it, I don't think you remember reading about the theft being reported.
Right. We could tell them that it was something we picked up on the Relentless and used against them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. It's not like they knew what was on the Relentless. That could work.
No.
Makes it easy, and there's no evidence left to the contrary.
I think that maybe Elin was scared of me at the end there. She wouldn't look at me properly.
She's
rather
just had her
everyone
world
wasn't-
turned upside down.
Yeah, but that is true, but I'd rather these people didn't do the same.
Obviously. Well, don't worry.
That's all right.
So it's just
We won't tell them it was you.
I killed a lot of people. And I know,
People who were trying to
It
kill
was-
you.
yeah, but also people who are just sailors in a boat. People who are cooks and, like, carpenters, not soldiers.
This is just like, for once, actually not saying anything. You're just looking at you with a very sad, serious expression.
I know we had good reasons and good motives, and at first, when it was me, it was awful, and but when it wasn't me, I don't remember it, but I remember the feeling, and it was my body still. And I enjoyed it. Lux enjoyed it.
You didn't enjoy it. That's not the same
But
thing.
I've still got that in me. I still feel it.
Yeah. Well, it was.
So I don't want people looking at me knowing I did that
That's
and
okay.
knowing I enjoyed it. Even if it wasn't me.
I understand that.
I think if we start judging people for things that their body did when they weren't in it, we're going to have a lot of problems in this group.
Quite.
I don't expect you to. I know you wouldn't. And you don't think like that, but I can feel it. It's like a dream. It doesn't feel like it was real, but like the feeling is strong. I can feel see his disinterest, how little he cared. But I can feel how Lux enjoyed it. And I know Friend was helping, or Friend was all calculating and calm and looking out for me, but the other two, and that's there. I can't get rid of that.
It's not exactly the same, because it's in a way considerably smaller and different in a lot of ways, but before you knew me, I hurt people, and I enjoyed it. So I know what that's like to live with. Even if it wasn't quite you and it wasn't quite the same. I get it.
It's not dissimilar. You were pretty brainwashed.
Nah, those were decisions.
The first time I killed someone, I didn't sleep for 3 days. I was terrified, if I'm honest, that was in me. But after that 3 days passed, and I had to still get up and look at the same face in the mirror again, I came to the conclusion that it was a choice that I made, and consequences I had to live with, but that I was still fundamentally the same person I had always been. And I don't know if that's necessarily the most comforting thing to take away from that, but I think it does kind of put it into perspective. We tend to think of things that we're ashamed of almost like they were a separate thing that did it.
I mean, this isn't... Scamps literally was.
Yes, I know. But the point being is that if that's the way you think about it, then it has to be the way that you think about all of the other things that you do.
No, it doesn't. That's something literally took over their body.
Yeah.
That's different.
But the first 2 ships, that was me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
You shouldn't blame yourself for what you were like back then now. That was a difficult sentence. That didn't make sense.
No, it did, and I should.
You forgive Elin for working for people and making those decisions when she was
Ellen's
pretty
adorable.
much brainwashed. She is adorable.
Yeah.
I would forgive her 1,000,000 murders.
I think Ellen could probably stab me, and if she kept talking to me while she was doing it, I'd be like, oh, it's okay, darling. You do what you need to.
She could stab me and I'd apologise to her for it. But the point is that, yes, Elin is a much better person than you. No, that's not the point. The point is, you were raised in a place that brainwashed you into thinking that was what normal and that was right. You've come out, realised it's not, and that you're going to be a better person.
Yeah, and it was a decision that you made to do that.
Like, don't carry that self-loathing with you now. Hate that person you were. Don't hate yourself now for it.
They're right, you know.
And I know it's easier said than done, because...
I don't think you'd forgive yourself.
No, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't. I'm very good at self-loathing, we know that.
I don't think if you tortured people for years, you'd forgive yourself. That's what I was good at. That's why I can hurt people with words. It's the one thing they ever found that I was any good at.
It still doesn't make the decision of when and how you choose to do that invalid.
We've all done a lot of terrible things. Some for good reasons, some for terrible.
I liked it. That's why I understand the thing with the ships.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
No, they, turned out I could do it when, my mum realised I was good at hurting people and pushing their buttons and all that stuff, and she set me a challenge to, hurt somebody with nothing, just words, and it turned out that I was really good at it. I'm very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
the point is, I'm not just telling you this to, be self-indulgent or anything. I'm trying to say to you that, A, I get it, I really do. And B, if you're telling me to forgive myself, then you have to do it too.
I will, it's just that right now, it's really fresh.
Oh, God, yes, I'm not...
Completely understand that.
You've not even processed it.
I didn't say anything earlier because, quite frankly, Elin was there and I didn't want to scare her more, but, also I didn't want to scare you more because you look terrified of everything, and rightly so, but...
I was mostly worried that somebody else was coming back. That was my main concern. I didn't even know that the first two ships were you.
I think they're stronger than they were.
Oh, good.
Lux and Seed.
You're stronger than you were.
Yeah, but, like, now stronger than a few hours ago.
Oh, as a result of that.
I worry that... I heard Lux earlier, and it might be that Lux just doesn't choose to talk to me because she's a bitch.
Well, look, Scamp, this is entirely your decision, but if it would make you feel any better, I have this now, and he gestures to the belt. I could keep an eye. That sounded better in my head, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I did. It's reassuring knowing you can see them too. But...
Oh yeah, it was actually one of the main ways we knew it was you. It was definitely you and not one of them.
Yeah.
But I know Lux can talk to me now, and she doesn't really before now, and I can't see that as a coincidence.
You could put her down.
Give up the skull.
It's an option.
I mean, you can do a lot of good with that spell, and it's your call. But it is an option, and I don't like the idea of you feeling like you have to carry her.
Or that to do so isn't freely your choice.
We've come out of battles where I've had nothing left, and if I didn't have that skull, I wouldn't have had the energy to do that.
I understand
we might have died. If one of you died because I ran out of power, because I'm not carrying this, I would never forgive myself for.
Likewise, I would never forgive myself if you died.
So I keep the skull. It's...
The thing is... If she gets to the point where she has any control, if she starts... this is worst case scenario. If she starts doing stuff for you or affecting who you are, we'll see it.
Yeah.
Because me and Corzin know you. Corzin can literally see. And also, I know what that kind of person looks like. Because don't get me wrong, I enjoyed hurting people, but there was always the guilt in the back of my head that I just squashed down. That person looks like Quilena, and you are a different thing entirely.
Very much.
And if that starts being any of you, I like to think I'd notice.
I think we all would.
Yeah. It's the opposite of you.
Thank you. And thank you for telling us all that stuff. I know you've been carrying that. I can see it.
Yeah.
And it might be all the many, many exhaustions or the...
I'm really tired.
All the stuff I'm not feeling right now, but know that I don't feel any differently about you knowing it.
Neither do I.
I don't know if I should, but I don't.
I know who you are now, and I know who you want to be. That's enough.
It's just ashamed. There was one particular one I think I'll never really forgive myself for. It was, before Leah. There was somebody before Leah, not relationship-wise, of course not. I mean, personal attendant type person. His name was Nathan. And, I was sent in to break him. He'd come down looking for information on the Underdark. So I broke him, and he told them everything. And then he was my personal attendant for months, and I was awful. Like, gave him his glasses back 3 months in as a reward for good behaviour. Awful.
Right.
And I don't think that's something that you should forgive yourself for or stop carrying. I think that's something that you try and do better every day with. But I don't think you should forget. I don't think that's okay.
No, you should never forget. That's not what we're saying, but it's a mark of the change that has occurred that you can feel that way about that.
Mm.
You do what you need to be a better person, whatever that takes.
I know that will help you, if that's what you want.
Yeah. I haven't told Leah that either, so if you could...
Oh yeah, no, we won't say anything.
Thanks.
Honestly.
Obviously. Why would I tell Leah that?
No, does he really fancy? I could probably write it in the sky with some clouds if you'd like. Just...
You're the worst. But, again, there was a point. If you go off the deep end, I know what that looks like, and I know how to pull you back.
Yeah.
That means a lot. Thank you.
And
you're not there. You're horrified. You're feeling things. It wasn't even you. Not the bit that you enjoyed.
I'm still a bit numb, mostly.
You will be.
I expect at some point I'll probably throw up at some point.
I think...
I can feel it wanting to happen.
I think maybe that would be a normal reaction.
Yeah.
And I'd be encouraging you to kind of sit and take care of yourself and all that stuff, but like we've got something to do right now.
I was really close when they hit the water.
There's going to be time for that. We're going to make time for it. Right now, we have a job to do, but we're going to make time for it.
I think I need to. There's a weird sort of hole where the feelings about it should be.
Well, this is just what I've said before. we look out for each other. We have to. It's what people in this situation have to do. Otherwise, you're quite right, Celestia. It is stupendously easy to just completely go off the deep end.
Also, honestly, it's terrible, but the fact that you're in shock is actually a good sign for your morality.
Yay!
But I know it sounds... If it becomes normal, which, again, it really did for a while for me. It was just normal. I did like, petting a dog or something. It was just like a normal, everyday thing, hurting people. It's when it becomes like that you've really got to worry.
Mostly what I feel, apart from all the leftover Lux feelings, is just a bit sad that Elin was so scared.
I know. That is sad.
And that's ridiculous. I should be feeling all the other things.
She'll learn.
But I will.
You feel the small things first sometimes.
Yeah. Time for the big things later.
If you feel the big things now, we can't do anything.
Yeah, plus I'll throw up all over this boat.
If I could clear it up. I've got Jeffrey's shit in my bag anyway.
Honestly,
Jeffrey,
wouldn't
where's
begrudge
Jeffrey? There you are.
See, he's got his just pooed face on, you can see it. That feels like we row on at that point. How's everybody else feeling?
Having made your decisions, you've taken the cutlass. About 6 crew members come with you because longboats are long boats.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that we've kind of like sequestered ourselves.
Yeah. Sequester yourselves off
like,
to the side to have this conversation.
away from other people.
Yeah, we'll be up one end.
And you continue rowing in silence towards the... whereabouts, just to ask in advance, where do you want to come off? Like, do you want to go back to the West Pier, or do you want to land further up in the sort of more farmland, woodland areas and make your way north towards the city?
I think it's... Actually, I'll say this in character. I know it's a slightly longer route, but I think it's safer to keep the location of the ship a secret if we don't go to the West Pier. If we go to the West Pier, they know we have to be a longboat's journey away. Whereas if we come off and head up the banks of the river for a bit, they don't know where we've come from.
Overhearing you discussing this, Auden, the red skull-capped human sailor from before, who's busy rowing, looks back. I don't want to burst your bubble, sir, but I think the giant screaming hellscape probably is a good indication of where the ship is.
Really? Celestia, like, completely... I'm going to roll performance for how deadpan it is.
That's...
They're 16, so there's a twitch.
Yeah.
That's a mile square of hellscape. Do you know how long it takes to search a mile square?
Half a mile's walking, because we're at the middle.
Yeah, and also we're in the bit that's the river because we're a boat. It's not that hard.
As you say, continues rowing. All right, so you're going to head towards one of the shoreline a little bit further up the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rowing, frankly, takes a while. You've parked nearly a mile up, and the speed of a longboat is about 2 miles an hour. So you're rowing for another 5 minutes yet before you hit the landing point you want to get to. As you row, Scamp,
Uh-oh.
you hear a voice. Hello, darling. Let's have us. Do you fancy a little chat?
Alright.
I think you might have the wrong conception about me. You seem to think I'm all about hatred and spite, etc., etc., etc. That was Gull's thing. I realise I'm quite undermining my own bargaining position here, but you really do have all the power in this relationship. You're the one with the body. I did my best to give Gull what he wanted. That's really what I'm about. Getting what you want. I can help you. I haven't got much choice. It's a bit dull otherwise, since you sort of killed my last body. So.
You stole your last body. That wasn't yours.
Gull gave the cat to me. He had dominion over it. It was acceptable. Thus, by the rules I follow, I was able to make it my own. That's how these things work. You might think fondly of animals, but they're not people. The rules are different. A person can only ever truly own themselves. Only a pet can truly give themselves in true loyalty to another. Oh, some people may. But they would have to be the truest of faithful. That cat was Gull's. So he had the right to give the cat to me. Was that a wise decision? Well, on that we will differ. I just want you to know that I can help you get what you want, and when you use me is your choice, but if you don't use me, you're really wasting me. I may not be as touchy-feely as that other one, your friend, but I can still be useful.
I'm not sure getting what I want all the time would be very good for me.
Well, when you do need to get what you want, I'm here. And if it gives you any comfort, I am bound by certain rules. If you make a wish of me and state those terms, then in exchange for incorporating me, so to speak, giving me a body, I will carry those wishes out according to the terms you set.
Like that spell I did the one time.
That was fun, yes. Do that again.
It takes ages to cast. It's very situational.
I'm just saying, if you have the foresight to know when you're going to need me, then you can keep that together for what, an hour?
And then what happens?
Oh, then the whole thing breaks apart. These temporary bodies, they're not the same as real ones given.
What happens when the instructions I've given you have run out, but the body is still there?
Oh, I get some time.
See, that's what worries me. Because the things you want and you enjoy, they tend to come at the cost of others' enjoyment and safety.
I enjoy enjoyable things. If you leave me in a city full of violence, I might go on a killing spree. That's fun. If you leave me in a casino, I might spend the entire time at the poker tables.
Yeah, but the bodies I can give you, they're not the bodies of creatures who are gonna do well in a casino. They're the bodies of creatures who are gonna go on a killing spree.
Oh, darling. You're the architect. You can make them look however you want. Don't you understand? It's all about giving you what you want. So if you want me to have a body that can mosey around in a casino for a while, maybe bet everything on red, you can do that. Oh, there's certain innate physical abilities you can't change, but appearances you can do. I can be much more helpful than you currently think I can.
I'll think about it, but I don't trust you, and that's kind of the problem.
Yes, I know. That's why we're having this talk, and I'm laying out all the advantages you have over me.
And you're not that doesn't make me trust you more.
Why not? You have power over me.
Yes, you saying makes me feel like that you're trying to lull me into a false sense of security, or...
I'm trying to lull you into a sense of security. It's not a false one. Let me try and state my position more simply. Right now, all I can do is follow you around like a lost puppy, watching from the sidelines. I can be more than that. I can do more than that. And the only way I get to do that is if I play by your rules. So just set the rules wisely.
That sounds like hag deals. There's always a loophole.
Do you know some people actually get out ahead of hag deals? You just need to word things properly. Oh, there have been a few. You can come out ahead. It's just tricky. But just set me some restrictions then. No killing, no setting things on fire except for where I explicitly ask you to, etc., etc. Just name the things you don't want me to do. Unless, of course, you have exceptions. After all, you're probably going to want me to kill some people. Some people just get in the way, like those ships. Don't think of the body count. Think of how many people's lives you've saved. Because power, really, when it comes down to it, is a way of getting what you want, and that doesn't necessarily have to be selfish. You can be selfless in your wants. You want freedom, liberty, you want personal autonomy for these people here. You want them not to be crushed under the Osirian boot. You achieved that. You have made them turn back, change their minds, pushed back what should have been an easy crushing of a relatively undefended populace. Now that's you. Oh, we helped, but that's you who can do that. I just want to be more helpful in assisting you achieve your aims. And yes, because I quite enjoy the sensation of breath and flesh and smell and sound. It's quite nice to feel a heartbeat. It's the sort of thing I want. And I'm happy enough to get you the things you want, no matter how grand those wants may be.
They're not grand.
Really?
I don't want power.
Darling, good people never want power, but they want to change things. and you need power to do change.
I'll think about it, okay?
That's all I ask. Enjoy your morning.
I really don't like you still. Sorry, I'm trying, but...
You're just here.
No, that's fair. In fact, I like you slightly more for that.
Okay. You reach the shore and disembark. We'll wait for you here. Wait for you here, sir, Captain.
All right. If anything turns dicey, go back to the ship and have I don't suppose there's anyone that can send. Damn it.
Yeah,
We'll send to you.
How?
If we're on if we're on land for that long.
With whose spells, darling?
Well, if we're
Blows a smoke ring. Don't tell them that, though. For fuck's sake.
We'll light a torch and use light signals to communicate to the boat if anything goes wrong.
That sounds good.
All right.
Because yes, semaphore exists.
Yeah.
It's still dark enough to use it. Okay. You come up onto the slightly marshy ground around the edges of the island and begin clambering your way up through the farmlands to the south of the city itself. How stealthy are you being?
As
I
possible.
mean, they know we're coming, don't they?
Yeah.
That's the thing, like...
Yeah. You're not being particularly stealthy. Cool. In which case...
I'm so slow right now.
Yeah, it would slow you even more.
It would make us so slow.
Yeah.
You...
And I think we're probably both, like, helping Scamp and holding them up a bit, and...
You walk the last quarter mile, slowly, coming up eventually towards the west side. The heavy warehouses and more industrial edge of the city. You actually note this is actually the portion where there is a large goblin population here as well, and consequently is also one of the poorer sections of the city as well. The active fighting has died down, but there is a wariness to the streets. You see groups of goblins and hobgoblins, some of which are carrying firearms, a couple of which seem to have managed to acquire maybe one or two of the newer ones, but most of which are just wielding whatever improvised melee weapons they already had, clustered in groups, almost keeping an eye out on their own streets or their own neighbourhoods. The road takes you up towards the garment district. It's about here that you are stopped as a group of figures in miscellaneous clothes, but notably wielding some of the improved rifles, frankly, under the circumstances, they point their rifles towards you. Halt! Who goes there?
Hello, yes, we gave you some guns.
Us.
We gave you those guns. We literally went and got them for you. Can we get past?
One of them, a halfling, goes, Sorry, lady, but I don't know you from Frodo. What's this about giving us the guns? We need names.
Celestia Stardust, nice to meet you. Hello.
You in the fancy hat. Short ass. Arse, even. Short arse.
Yeah.
Okay, Corzin immediately
Short ass, wouldn't it? Short ass.
levels in on him. Is this another halfling?
It's another halfling.
Daggers, he says. Captain Corzin Horhace, thank you.
There's a brief moment, and then one of them whispers in, Hey, weren't they the ones with the... Oh,
yes,
shit.
That was us. The ones with the...
They raised their rifles.
She's like yawning with like smoke hanging out of her mouth.
Yeah,
we got some word. Come on, we'll escort you up to the battery. All the bigwigs are busy talking there.
Love a big wig. Excellent.
Me too. Bigger the better.
Yeah, Corzin actually, for the
Hair should
record,
always
still
be big.
has one of the pepper box pistols that he picked up from there.
Nice. Those are useful. The pepper box revolvers are still 1d10 base damage, but you can take as many attacks with it as you would have attack actions with the same pistol.
Great. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you can get, in your case, you can get 2 shots off with it.
Nice.
And then shoot with your other hand. Slightly better range. We'll discuss the details later.
Thank you.
They escort you up past the garment district, along Waters Way, and up towards slightly greener areas near Portland Park, and thence to the battery itself. The battery, unsurprisingly, is showing some signs of recent battle damage. Most notably, at least 2 impacts from the cannon that you can see, as well as a liberal amount of musket holes. Small indentations, I should say. However, it is a well-designed fortress with 4 extended heavy bastions that are well packed with earth, as well as the brick on the outside. So it has not taken serious damage. The soldiers, militia, who found you, come up and they say, "Hey, we got this Captain Horhace." "Captain Horhace, eh? Hey, get the captain." There's a brief pause. "What? Yeah, bring the captain now." And you see, emerging with a still kind of like, it's in a position where he is leaning on a crutch, cocked hat on his head, and 1 revolver held up. You see, coming up onto the battlements is none other than Alton Appleblossom.
Yeah, he's done it again.
Oh,
He'll be mayor by the end of the week.
You crazy son of a bitch.
I'm the crazy son of a bitch. I didn't float 3 ships and drop them in the harbour.
Well, you've got a
There's
point
no
there.
sure. I think all city kind of saw that.
yeah, fair, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew you'd be alive because you're actually physically immortal, but I'm still relieved to see you somehow.
Are you mayor yet?
No, I'm not planning on sticking around. Pause as he looks and sees the men look at the various soldiers, men and women, looking up at him. He goes, "Of course, we're going to stick this through." There's a slightly haunted look in his eyes for a moment. He says, "Just let them in, would you?"
She gives him like a giggly salute.
Do the others make it, Alton?
Actually, think about this for a moment. Alton nods. Most of them are fine. What a couple of Morris and Fourfingers both got shut up pretty badly, but they got clerics here, so they were able to save them.
Oh, that's good to
They're
know.
busy recovering. We've got a hospital set up inside.
Right, you are.
Come on, I'll lead you to the bell founders and the priests.
Thank you.
He leads you through as the gates open. They escort you through past, indeed, a chamber where a number of walking wounded are being tended to by a mixture of medics. And also you notice about 6 clerics, some of which are dressed quite soberly, all in black, some of which are dressed in more flashy clothing with a common motif of red or orange. However, making your way past several several checkpoints of militia, you are led to a circular planning room. Not unlike, actually, Alton's old planning room, where you find 6 figures gathered around the table. One of them I'm actually going to say who stands out most. The one that stands out the most is one of the two orcs in the room. Male orc with actually has a quite impressive beard, kind of yellow-grey skin, brown. Actually, no, not ginger like Brandy's, but just brown.
Okay.
But there is a burn scar on his left cheek, which kind of cuts into the beard a little bit.
Captain Scorch, I presume.
Looks up. Well, hell, if this ain't the captain of the Kraken's Bane, eh?
That would be me.
Gives you a salute of a broad hat, not dissimilar to your own.
My officers and I introduce everyone.
You see the others around the table as well. Either side of Captain Scorch are a human woman, dark skin, short afro hair, in a frock coat with silver-rimmed spectacles. Gesturing, Torfas goes, "This is my good friend Hannah Solomon." Gestures to... she's a bit of a wizard with numbers in the financial sense.
All right.
Gestures round to the other side. There is another human, balding, fat, kind of jowly, sandy hair, kind of ruddy complexion, and says, "And this is my good friend Jacob Lamb." Jacob tips his head to you. "It's good to see you." The Hannah on the other side goes, "Quiet."
Celestia Stardust, nice to meet you. Hello.
"Nice to meet you." And you actually see
Slightly like tired, lazy wave rather than handshake. She's a bit
up on a bit of a stool nearby. You see a halfling. Sorry, actually, no, that wouldn't be halfling's not here. You see another orc. Sorry, there were 3 orcs come up. Another male orc who laughs. "Nice to meet you. Absolute pleasure. Jan House."
Pleased to meet you.
Well dressed with slicked black hair in a red coat with orange under shirt and the crossed sword and musket symbol of St. Fury on a chain around his neck.
I just say some fantastic coats in this room.
Yeah. Sorry,
There is
Jason, just checking. Did I get that name? Jan House.
Yes.
Right, okay, cool.
There is a slight sniff from the other cleric on the other side of the table, a human woman in sober black clothing, who looks over. "Preacher," this would be brief moment. Yeah, I think the term is it preacher? Yes, it is. "Elder Fidelity Peters, glad to have you on board."
Do a little salute and then a bit of smoke towards her.
And the Captain Scorch goes, "And of course," there's wrong accent. "And of course, there's also the governor, Governor Stumpf." And he gestures to an orc lady with grey-blue skin, blonde hair, in a tight tail, blue eyes, and you notice scars on the backs of her knuckles.
Or like punching scars.
Yeah, she looks up and gives you a grin which exposes her tusks. "Hey, pleasure to have you on board. That's a neat trick you pulled out there. I assume that was you?"
Who is she gesturing at?
To Corzin, it would be.
In a manner of speaking.
Nifty thing with a magical artifact we picked up a while back.
Yeah.
Another one of the captain's good ideas.
No idea it would work quite that well, but you take what luck you
you,
can.
sadly.
Torfast rubs his beard. Deception checks, please.
Everybody?
Got a disadvantage, so that's fun. Oh, can I cause an inspiration?
Yes.
I step on his foot and there's a little flash of rainbow that only you can see.
Do I need to do one as well?
You're not saying anything.
I'm going to use that
mate.
inspiration immediately.
Technically, I suppose you do, because you are there and there's a possibility of a tell.
Oh no. Because I did roll when you said that.
That's a 12 from me.
And I did roll a 1.
Oh, okay, 17 total.
17
Which
total.
with my modifier is a 10, but it's still a 1.
I know, still a 1. There's a point of looking around.
Thank you for the inspiration. That would have been an 11 otherwise.
Oh, mate.
Captain Scorch nods. Well, that's a damn shame. We were kind of hoping that you had a ship's mage with some new spell formula or something.
Well, we can make up for it in other ways, I assure you.
Oh, we've got some decent spells.
I've got to say, same question about all the teeth.
Oh, that was me, darling. She says midway through like half a yawn and half an exhale of smoke, just trying to make it cool.
So you're the ship's mage then?
Yeah. I just quickly messaged to Scamp. That's alright, isn't it? That's what you wanted?
Yep.
Great. Carry on.
All right then. Damn. I sure as hell wish that I had someone like you on my crew. I don't suppose...
Could there a kindly little, short bow with a flourish?
Gives you a wink, Corzin. Don't suppose I could just offer you triple what he's paying you?
No, sentimental reasons, I'm afraid.
That's all right. Wouldn't trust you to take the offer.
Yeah, that'd be a bit of a curveball, really, wouldn't it? There's a Scorch who's talking to me, yeah?
Yeah, Scorch is talking to you.
Cool.
Hannah Solomon coughs. If we can get back to the matter at hand, we are in a different position than we expected. How much do you know about what happened here?
Well, we were rather preoccupied with our own battle, but I gather that they did manage to successfully land their troops over on the Hound side.
The governor nods. Damn straight they did. That's a real problem. I mean, I know some of the people said maybe I shouldn't have let the protests go on, but they brought their own troops in to try and break them up, and then, well, it all came down to fighting, and suddenly they just rolled out the whole regiment. Seems like a bit of an overreaction. Hot heads, you know? Maybe there's and I'm just thinking, maybe there's a chance for peace in all of this. Hannah gently just slaps her palm on the table. The time for peace and negotiation was past the moment they marched troops on our city.
Gotta say, I'm kind of with you on that one. We're a little past peace, aren't we?
They were using military assets in order to subdue their own people, essentially.
I mean, a lot of random civilians, frankly, who weren't involved. At that point, you're past fucking peace.
The Jan, the cleric of St. Fury, speaks up. St. Fury, the legitimate love child of St. Fury and St. Purity.
The ship name.
Purity.
Speaks up. I've been in contact with my counterparts down in Thunder's Watch and elsewhere in the.
How's it going over there?
It's a bit rough in the city itself, but we've been hearing there's a lot of support building up outside.
Yeah,
got some interesting people bringing stuff together. I've also been talking with my fellow ministers elsewhere along the cities, and I'd say the mood is right. Sendings can do a lot to make sure the news gets out.
Agreed.
We do have some newspapers on our side.
That's good.
Helpful.
I'd hate to have to break another newspaper.
Yeah.
Elder Fidelity sniffs. I have also been in contact with my fellow elders. If need be, the City of Purity will stand by our side.
Good to have allies, I suppose.
But
We need to be holding out here. If they take Newmark too... Were you gonna say too quickly? If they take Newmark, then that'll be the end of this. We have to try and hold out as long as we can. The longer we hold out, the more time it buys for people to raise troops, gather militias. You see Jacob Lamb nod, his jowls wobbling. Yeah, I've... Thanks for the sentence, by the way, Elder Peters, but I've been talking to some of the other Bell founders. They're drumming up support as well. Torfast, the privateer, grins. Now, for my part, I would dearly love to have more of these fine things. Picks up the revolver, spins it. But I understand. Do we know where we got these from? I understand you raided a warehouse.
We also know where they came from originally.
we do.
Where
That's
they were
also-
made.
That's also an extremely dangerous undertaking, just to be completely transparent about it.
Yeah.
But we do have that knowledge.
What do we know? What do we know? What do we know about them? Because I'm not saying we can't take a few ships and raid them for all the guns they're worth, but if they've got facilities to make arms, are they working for the Osirians?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would seem so.
So all the more reason to interrupt things.
If you could disrupt... I mean, if we could disrupt production and nick a load,
And
be
the
pretty
plans.
ideal.
Hannah frowns a little. What I don't understand is, if they were supporting the Osirians, how come there is a whole warehouse here in the city? Why weren't they sending these rifles straight to the forts?
You have
It's
a
more
point.
complicated.
I think whoever is making these has, frankly,
Their own plans.
their own agenda for which aligning themselves with the Orsirians is merely a means to an end.
Yeah, I would... I mean, my personal take, anyone feel free to disagree with me, would be that this person, the people who are running the company, Gold Star Shipping or 5 Point Productions?
Manufacturing.
5 Point Productions, that's a shit theatre company, isn't it?
Yep. Or short films.
Yeah,
Aw.
he's...
Hey,
Yeah,
I
or-
think I was part of that theatre group.
I think I was in an improv troupe with them. Yeah, so...
They're putting on the new play.
But, yeah, or 5 Point Manufacturing, the people who run them, they want power and money and land and property, and I think they'd ally with whoever looks strongest and whoever can get them the most money, and maybe they're a little on both sides. They're a neutral party politically, other than bettering themselves.
What they want is
Well-
influence, I think.
Yeah.
Well, says the governor. See, the thing is, that's maybe good news, maybe bad news, because what we need right now are allies.
Agreed.
And the elder nods. It is so. We need more troops. We need more guns. We need wizards as well. They've got them and we haven't as many. I've heard on the grapevine that they have no less than 4 wizard batteries. Not sure about all their specialties, but they've definitely got evokers on the payroll.
Well, if the fireballs from earlier are any indication, certainly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, it was big.
I got zapped right here.
You really did.
There's a burn and everything.
You see, I think it's going to be the Jan speaks up again. You see, we've got a certain amount of support from patriotic citizens looking to defend their way of life. But apart from a few veterans, some people who fought in the Sundered War a year or so ago, and most of them were honestly more towards the west than we are. Well, we've got guns thanks to this windfall, but we don't have as many people who can use them.
Not soldiers.
Soldiers or
fighters,
mercenaries.
I suppose.
He gives a glance to the governor, to Torfast, or anyone who's used to fighting. We
have some contact in the city.
Yeah.
But a little more work to do to get them on our side properly. And also, I mean...
Listen.
Bigger things.
I know that there's some... We're all orcs. I mean, we're all people of the world here. If you can do anything... There's this one figure. If you can get them on our side, it might make a difference.
Now you're talking my language. Who's this?
Who is
Have
that?
you heard of the bronze ball kicker?
Oh, no.
Funnily enough, yeah, I did hear something about
No,
that.
we have to give that back.
There's been a bunch of burglaries, thefts, robbery on shipping that in the last couple of weeks, they've all been attributed to this bronze ball kicker.
Celestia's genuinely losing it just
As impressive as that is.
she's so tired that this just breaks her and she's laughing.
This guy is.
Corzin, over to you.
Whoever this guy is, he's clearly a master of infiltration. Almost no one sees him coming, no one sees him going. Just leaves broken holes everywhere that he's clearly punched through. Lots of cargo gone missing from ships, actually, now that I think about it. Clearly got an interest there. If we could get him on our side, or whoever his crew is, well, they'd be great at stealth missions. We could maybe send them to help break stuff up, even if there's not many of them.
Well,
Torfast adds, not to mention that's
So
not
she
to
just
discount
folds her
numbers.
arms and looks at Corzin like, you take this one.
Is someone using the name? What's
What's
happening?
happened here?
We've
Something's
been
gone
away
wrong.
for ages.
We have been away for ages.
It's not us.
well,
There's a brief face palm from the first person to get it, which is Hannah.
Are there any reports of him being quite small, this bronze ball kicker?
As I understand it,
Corzin is schooling his expression.
the only definite view was, yes, of a bronze-skinned halfling breaking someone out of a jail. Since then, it's just been calling cards left behind.
Was there a very fabulous drow in that story? Just saying.
I think maybe
I was very much
we
seen.
mostly heard about the bronze halfling.
I'm shiny too. Celestia's real tired.
I can.
She's just
I
getting
can
weird
tell.
at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're. That's. Wait, is that dragon skin?
Yes.
Nice.
Thanks.
There's a nod,
it is.
there's a nod from Jan House as well. Nice.
Thank you.
I gotta get the number of your tailor.
Oh, he's fantastic. I'll give you his details.
Fantastic.
Very good at ball kicking.
Where
Now,
is he these
there is
days?
a person to get on side, actually.
I mean, honestly, asset in battle, if you need a distraction, And if you need a good coach,
The
good
purity
man to know.
cleric coughs. We're getting distracted.
We are.
We are.
We need
very good at
allies, or we need allies, whether that's a reliable source of weapons, or people on the ground, or these infiltrators, whoever it is that's really the bronze ball
Who
kicker.
could they be?
Who's using the name?
Whoever's
That's what I
been
want to
doing
know.
it.
I want to know who's using the fucking name.
I mean, it would be something we should investigate, perhaps. But I think this this bronze ball kicker is potentially an asset, but also most likely just one person. What you need is, in addition to allies, you need people who are specialists.
That we do. Like I said, we need wizards.
I suppose
Or-
you're funny about crime, are you?
You're saying this to the privateer.
Oh. She's gonna take a second to like the penny. Again, she's like hella tired.
It's been a long
I
day.
know you wouldn't be, would you? So I've not slept in a really long time. Bear with me.
Listen, I don't think. I think some of us are more on board with that sort of thing than others. Again, a sniff
saved
from
the
the
city,
purity
though.
cleric.
Celestia sniffs back.
Well, look, if today's any
Sometimes it is necessary to do uncomfortable things. I understand.
If today's any indication, then sooner or later your very existence is going to be illegal as far as the Arcerians are concerned. So, if you're worried about breaking the law, then the best advice I can give to you right now is flee. Because they're not going to stop.
There's a snort from both clerics, and be like cleric, and be like that bishop at St. Stitchfather. No.
Do I know
We
what
ain't
the
on
reference
to the
is?
other side. St. Stitchfather is the local saint of the Church of the Regency.
Oh,
Huh, okay.
Church of the Region ran off. That's
That's
interesting.
one problem we need to be aware of. They've got clerics. We've got more clerics, but they got them too.
No, good to know.
Yeah.
Important.
By our, Hey, Hannah, have you got the numbers? Yeah, one moment. She thinks for a moment, eyes flickering a little. As I see it right now, they've got about 4,000 soldiers, ignoring support staff. You have whittled down their flotilla from 10 down to 7. 3 of them are transports. They're mostly holding out around Fort Beatrix up on the hill to the northeast.
Is that where Commodore Blacktusk went?
Black Tusk actually went off to the west bank, but then got picked up by one of the frigates.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So we can't easily approach them without coming under fire from the guns at Fort Beatrix. Equally, they can't easily come to us without coming under fire from the battery.
All
We're
right.
in a stalemate until one force or another can do something.
So we need something to break that stalemate. Then the
We've got less people as well. We've got what's your estimate, Apple Blossom? I'd say that we've got about 1,000 people with some level of training. We got about 4,000 that are we might call irregulars, and we've got fuck all artillery, except for what's in the battery and on the ships. We've got no mobile artillery. They've got some artillery. They have what's the numbers? To the best of our knowledge, they got 4 artillery batteries. That's right, 4 artillery batteries. There we go, and 4 mage batteries.
Oh, balls.
So we are currently outgunned, even if we're not outnumbered.
All right. How many people have you got that you can that can sail?
The Torfast.
And for that matter, ships.
Thing.
That I'll get to.
With yours, we've got 6 ships total.
All right. If we were to acquire more ships, do you have people who could crew them?
Son, this is a port city. Yeah, we've
Okay.
got people who can crew them.
Okay, helpful.
Are the 3 transports that arrived to drop off the troops still moored?
At this particular moment, yes. However,
How well guarded are they?
well, they're
Good question.
with the rest of the flotilla, so at this point, pretty
Shame.
guarded. My best estimation is they've got a choice. Either they've got to split their forces, give those transports some of the remaining escorts, and send them out, which is going to make it a lot easier for us to attack. Or they got no choice but to be pinned down at the fort until they can bring in reinforcements.
All right.
How well supplied are they? Have they got a line of supply still? Could we cut that off?
That's a good thought.
They've got access to both sides of the 2 rivers.
Probably not then.
They can live off the land a little more easily. But yeah, the fort has supplies. It's meant to. What is it? Like a year's normally, so certainly a few months.
Right.
Okay, that's good. That's very good.
No, they have them.
Oh, balls, that's not good.
We,
Again, haven't
Right
slept in
now-
a long time. Bear with me.
Apple Blossom, what was your guess? I'd say, with the troops we've got on hand, 2 months if we ration. It's a little easier than that, though. If we can get support from the other cities, we might be able to bring our own convoys in, get food and supplies in.
Helpful. I think certainly that 2 months is going to be essential if we want to ensure that they don't get reinforcements directly from Ossyria.
One thing I'd like to say is we'd really appreciate you keeping your ship here right now. We've got a tense sort of stalemate.
Do you have any dry docks?
We do. On the western pier, we've already got some repairs in play.
We
can
need
get repairs in
repairs.
your ship, no problem.
Also, just for the record, I don't know if this is helpful to anyone. If they don't dispel it, the hellscape with all the screaming mouths and all that stuff, I'll stay for 10 days.
You can do it again as well tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I can do it like once a day, darling. If
You
you
could
need
set
more
it-
stuff.
And it reaches a mile. If you just go for a little wander within a mile of their base.
That might be useful
Yep.
when it comes to launching a counterattack.
I mean,
Or
yeah, like
just
the whole
morale.
force.
If we're doing things where we don't have big stuff to do in a day, if you can just set it up, give them a little while running around with screaming mouths and teeth until they get a mage to dispel
If we can
it.
get within a mile of the Fort Beatrix without being fired upon, that would be
If
certainly.
I could get, if I could get the time when the most of them are sleeping for a few nights in a row.
That's pretty bad for them. I mean, that's gonna.
I mean, less sleep and fear overnight.
It'll add up,
And then
certainly.
eventually, when we do take on the fort, we take it on by night when they'll be expecting scary stuff. That could be fun.
Well, I've got to say, clearly, Sin Fury is with us to have had the good fortune to find all you in our bay.
Also, would any of them benefit from having really bad nightmares? Because we can do that.
Yeah, if you've got someone specific in mind.
Yeah.
There's a look between the groups, and Hannah. Actually, this would be. Yeah, it would be Hannah coughs. I believe we can get you some names, known names of the fortress commanders.
Great.
Would
Certainly the commander of the 13th.
Would he be the ranking officer here, or would it be the commanding officer of the Relentless?
Would probably, different arms. So,
I mean, I'd love to get Black Tusk if he's still kicking.
Yeah, I saw him fly off.
Balls. Fair enough, though.
I think.
He's alive, but I damn well hope he's having to change his britches right now.
Let's hope.
We didn't get around to doing this in our last revolution, but it was an idea we had, which was, if anyone's particularly religious, a little visit in their dreams from their god, telling them to abandon the cause.
There is a raised eyebrow from Elder Fidelity.
I'll raise one
like
back.
That.
There's actually a little discomfort from Jan as well, who,
Come on, it'd work.
I suppose, like they were saying, desperate times and all that. You can understand why we might feel a little strange about fake divine visitations.
I understand, but...
Yeah.
I understand, but I don't really care.
It's actually a fair point. One thing I realised...
She's so tired she doesn't have a filter. It's
one
just,
thing I realised
saying
I completely forgot to mention this time is both Jan and Fidelity have spirits near them.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, what kind?
What do they look
Jan has a little fox curled around his shoulders that looks like it's made out of autumn leaves and flames.
Ooh.
And Fidelity has a purple raven.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Rainbow Spirit has bounded over to both of them and it's like, hello, like waving around.
Be my friend.
The fox seems to play along. The raven kind of like takes its beak up a little.
It just like a child, like just pokes the raven every so often. Just
Raven's
pokes it.
eyes just narrow. And you just hears like a long suffering.
Headbutts the raven, pokes the raven. Just like every couple of seconds. There's just like a little something.
There's a brief moment of...
It's not violent, it's just annoying.
It's brief moment where you see Fidelity pinch the bridge of her nose. Please stop. Please ask them to stop that.
Come on. You're going to get into trouble.
Flickers back with a...
I know.
Corzin tries not to laugh.
It's also like there's a little like laziness to the flight because it's so low on magic. It's like, woo! Like...
Well... I take it then, with all of this discussion, with the display we've seen from you, you're on board with our little fight.
We love a revolution.
We're very good at them.
The Osirians killed some of our crew. They made this personal.
Nod from...
And I'm sure that there's everyone at this table has lost people as a result of this attack.
We have allies not far from Thunder's Watch who are in the thick of it.
Hannah nods. I understand. We've been agitating for more more autonomy for a long time. Some of us have been more disposed to independence. Some letters were sent to the Queen. She did not respond favorably.
Surprise.
As a result, I think this might finally give us the push we've been looking for. As far as what we need from you is concerned, we need you to help buy time, find allies, get support, or do something to even out the odds. Any of those
Right.
will do.
A question. Do you already have connections with any of the gangs here?
I'd like you to roll an insight check.
Fun. Oh, with disadvantage because I'm tired. Oh, it's not very good. I'm surprised. It's not very good at all. What's my insight skill? I've forgotten. 11.
There's a laugh from Torfast.
No judgment, by the way.
I know a few pirates, but no one on land here. And I doubt anyone here is going to fess up to it if they do.
Yeah, fair.
That wasn't like an accusing thing. I don't give a shit. It was just genuinely like, what are we working with?
Because that's...
Well, right now...
They're good
As I
fighters.
understand
Are we going
it-
to turn our noses up?
Indeed. Right now, as I understand it, no groups of suspiciously experienced armed individuals have come forth to offer their services.
Right.
Well,
We might be
we'll
able to
have
put
a
out
little-
feelers about that.
Yeah. I'm guessing all you fancy politician ones need plausible deniability, so we can be your point of contact there.
There's a...
Like, not all of you. I'm
from
not
the
calling
government.
I don't mean to say you're all fancy politician types.
Well,
I'm not
I appreciate the being considered a fancy politician. I am the governor.
Very fancy.
Yes.
Yeah, fanciest. Look at your coat.
Oh yeah, well, of course, and entirely here by right due process. We actually elect our governors here. Though admittedly, the
That's nice.
next year of my service is going to be a little more exciting than I thought it would be.
Well, this is either going to ensure your re-election or your place in the history books, possibly both.
Well, they elect people in Saw now, too.
Yes.
Look smug for a minute.
Hannah steps forward and offers a hand. So, can we count you in?
Yes.
I think so. He takes it.
Corzin.
Yeah, shakes it. All right then. You all better get some rest,
I really need some.
because we got a long fight ahead. With that, the meeting comes to a close, and you make your way back via the longboat to the Kraken's Bay. And that is where we're going to pick up next time. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you all very much for listening. And farewell from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas and a natural 20s. Memory's a tricky line, especially with contracts signed. So much to gain, so little to lose. A luxury science kidnapping cruise.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.